Now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
Your siding is calling.
It has something to say.
By the time siding looks bad on the outside, the real damage is already done underneath. And in Colorado, that happens faster than you think. That's why I trust Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. They start with what actually holds up long term. They have served Denver in the Front Range for over 50 years. And right now, get 20% off a James Hardy siding. Visit windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank. Member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong?
I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code THRIVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code THRIVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code THRIVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 1043 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Wednesday, June 3rd, another spicy start to the show. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, ZB? It is Wednesday, hump day. We're going to hump our way through this day. And I heard last night, there was a guy outside Ball Arena that was protesting that he wanted Bednar fired.
that was
Let him go. Let him go.
That was not me.
They said it kind of looked like you.
I don't know what James was doing last night. I really don't know.
Could have been James.
I can't attest or vouch. Yeah, look, and you know, I don't want to get too, because I do want to get back to that conversation at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
But how powerful is that stat that I shared?
It's very powerful, and it's eye opening, and it's like, damn, you know, like you've had opportunities, and yet you're not getting out of the second round. You have these big time teams with big time players, and yet you're not getting past that, getting to the mountaintop and winning. It's frustrating. It definitely is. Z.
Totally. And I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line, just read the first sentence of one. It said, you know, you're ganging up on Bednar as sport. Like, what? What?
Well, I'm trying to protect my man.
What? Like,
I almost got jumped by 3 guys in here today, guys.
No,
already.
I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority in our market. Most of what I'm hearing is like, Bednar good, thumbs up, bring him back.
I've seen a mix, more good than bad. Though, Z, I will say that there's more people that want Bednar back, and then there's some people that they're ready to let him go. They're tired of seeing the same thing over and over and over again, and I understand.
Yeah, in my opinion, there needs to be a level of accountability around here when you're in championship windows, and we're doing cup or bust for a year straight, and then you bust in spectacular fashion and nothing happens. Anyway, we'll get back into it a little bit later.
Get back to your corner.
Okay, I'll go back to my corner. All right, cut me.
Yeah, there we go.
Right now, the Broncos are practicing. The Broncos are going to open it up to media tomorrow morning. All right, I'm going to try my best to get over there. It's going to be practice around 10:30.
Yeah.
And then Sean Payton is going to talk around 12:30. And we come on at 2. So if I'm able to make it, I think I'm going to be able to, and I don't know what you got going on. I'm not going to put you on the spot. But to gather as much information as possible and then share it with our listeners. But I do believe, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, that recent history suggests the Broncos could make a tough call on someone this summer. And we were going to talk about this yesterday. We just never got around to it. So caught up in the Avalanche news that came out yesterday. But in the last couple years, we've seen the Broncos ship off one of their wide receivers because they believe they had a full room. They did this with Tim Patrick in a previous summer. Yep. They did this with Devon Vele in a previous summer. And I think, given the dynamics of the room that we sort of touched on yesterday, but really didn't dive into it, like the Mims factor, it was so much about Sutton and Waddle. You look at that room and the belief that they have in these guys, and look at someone like Marvin Mims, who is in a contract year. We're talking about extensions for Bednar. Man, if they don't have plans to signing Marvin Mims to an extension, he could absolutely be a trade candidate here in mere weeks.
Most definitely, Z. And honestly, if you're not thinking about re-signing Marvin Mims and you don't have that vision for Mims like you haven't for the past 3 years, you probably should ship him off somewhere and get something back. Maybe you're able, because he was a second-round draft pick, he's an all-pro punt and kick returner, maybe you're able to get something like a third-round draft pick, or maybe it's a third and a sixth, third and a fifth. Who knows?
Yep. It would probably be something like that, third and a sixth, something like that.
So if you don't have plans to use Mims in your offense this year, Davis Webb and Sean Payton, then get something for him. Let George do his job. With that being said, we also know what happened in that playoff game against the Bills, where all the receivers go down, and we're hoping that someone like Bands Will Make You Dance Bandy would come up big for us, and he was having to play in games. You want to have depth at every single position, but specifically you want to have depth at the receiver position if you're going to throw the ball for a bunch of times. If you're going to throw it all around the yard, you want to have a bunch of receivers that you can rely on. It can't just be Waddle, Pat Bryant, and Cortland Sutton. So it's going to be interesting, and I think what's going to end up happening if someone like Marvin Mims gets moved, it's going to be during camp like it has been, and we're going to go back and forth and talk about the receivers, but also they're going to let these receivers, the Pat Bryants, the Troy Franklins, and the Mims duke it out to see who is going to be that number 3 receiver, and then you go from there.
Yeah, I just think that, and this is not, hey, Marvin Mims stinks, let's get rid of it. It's the opposite. It's if he's not in your big picture long-term plans and he's going into the final year of his contract and he's been productive, but the Broncos, for whatever reason, have not been able to figure out his talents. Obviously, they loved him coming out of the draft, right? This is the 63rd overall pick in the NFL draft. Are you kidding me? In the second round out of a blue blood school, and they could just never unlock him. We've seen the flashes. Man, they're bright. You know, when he flashes, it's just, wow, that burst, that starburst, if you will. But for whatever reason, they cannot just continuously get production out of him. And because that being the case, and because of the belief in Troy Franklin and the step that he took from year 1 to year 2, because of what you saw out of the gate with Pat Bryant, and you know the belief and the vision for Pat Bryant, you might look at Mims like, you want to know what? Would we like you as a 5th option? Yes, that is a luxury. But at the end of the day, you know, they may view him just like Devon Vele.
But also, you have to look at it in Mims' point of view, his perspective. Maybe he wants to be moved.
Sure.
Maybe he's sitting there saying, look, man, I'm always
it's a great point.
On the end of this. I'm always the one battling, and I'm on the 3rd on the depth chart or the 4th on the depth chart, and I'm ready to explode. I'm ready for somebody else to use my abilities the right way. I'm ready to be on the field more than I'm sitting there watching all these other guys produce. So move me. And maybe it's just going to take some time. Maybe it's in the middle of camp. Maybe it's 2 or 3 games into the season. No matter what, if Mims doesn't want to be here, I believe the Denver Broncos, George and Sean, will try to find a trade partner, try to get something for him, and Mims will probably be moved.
And on the RamosLaw.com text line, you guys are ridiculous. You don't trade good players for draft picks when you're in a Super Bowl window. That's from Josh in Florida. Appreciate you listening from down there. Sure you can. They did. They have. They just did it. They just did it with Devon Vele, who had a best-case scenario rookie season.
Really good season.
Right, man. Nearly 500 yards in his first NFL season with 3 touchdowns, and he's a 6'5" productive rookie right out of the gate, and they peeled him away from that wide receiver room, despite him being a good player, so they could get draft compensation. Blah. So yeah, they can and they have. So, and I'm not saying that removing Marvin Mims from the picture is going to make you a better football team. I would never argue that. But knowing the way that these organizations operate, they do value picks, and it is a business if you're not going to extend them.
And there's the trend. You got done talking about it. It was Tim Patrick first, and then it's Vele last year, and it could be Marvin Mims, or it could be someone like Troy Franklin. Who knows? But if they don't view someone like Mims like they view Troy and Pat, they're going to probably try to get something for him right now.
Yeah. There's a question about, hey, can you put him in the slot? That's from Sean. Man, we've talked about this. He does not strike me. I'll speak for myself. He doesn't strike me as a down-to-down route runner, and you need precision if you're trying to knife someone up in the slot, and I just don't see enough of that from Mims.
I think you're going to get Pat Bryant in the slot. You're going to get Troy Franklin, like these faster young guys that can run better routes that you're going to put in the slot. And they have a bigger vision. Sean, George, Davis Webb, my guessing they have a bigger vision for those 2 young receivers than someone like Mims.
All right, you can continue to hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, or our YouTube chat presented by Sean Ponda. The Broncos made a decision to give PS2 a bonus for millions before his contract extension ever kicked in. I can tell you 2 guys that are watching closely. That's next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's third annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South.
Don't give them room to breathe!
And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Imagine turning that cold, wet crawl space into a clean, dry, fully finished basement without calling anyone but my friends at Homestrong. Guys, Homestrong, they're family-owned, over 20 years in the foundation and concrete industry, and the most experienced crews in the state. They repair foundations, waterproof basements, install egress windows, lift concrete, and even build new foundations. So if you see cracks or water issues, get a free inspection and quote. Most work comes with a lifetime transferable warranty, and financing is available. If it's at or below the ground, Homestrong is the best around. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event? You don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required, speeds vary, use of fiber, coaxial cable. Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
Hey, it's Glenn.
And Tiffany.
Here with Denver Roof Pros. Denver Roof Pros is celebrating our 10th anniversary, serving the Front Range from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs.
Yes, we are. And there is so much more to Denver Roof Pros. We're not just roofs and gutters. Check out our family of services at DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, Colorado, set the summer trend. Get a 30% point of sale discount on all new electric lawnmowers, trimmers, and leaf blowers statewide. Ditch the gas for powerful battery packs and breathe easier. Quieter equipment also means you can hear your go-to radio show while you mow. But don't wait. This hot deal only lasts through the end of the year. Learn more at simplestepsbetterair.org. Again, that's simplestepsbetterair.org.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Flatland Cavalry.
Knowing that you're never coming back.
Shane Smith and the Saints.
I ever see is
Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at AXS.com.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if you need serious car repairs but don't want the hassle of a shop, All Points Automotive is 100% mobile. From engine rebuilds to transmission replacements and all the mechanical work you need, they come to you guys. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
If your fence is falling apart, don't wait until it fails completely. Loose posts, broken panels, no privacy, it only gets worse. Fence Guys has been serving the Denver Metro for over 20 years and was voted Best of Mile High 3 years in a row. They handle new fences and repairs, wood, vinyl, iron, and more. Get it fixed right away. Visit DenverFenceGuys.com for your free estimate. Fence Guys, they don't just build fences, they stand behind them.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, shifting gears here. The Broncos made a decision to give Pat Surtain a bonus for millions of dollars before his contract extension ever kicked in. Have you ever seen that?
Heck no, Z. Heck no. I've never seen somebody say, or an organization say, you know what? Just for the hell of it, we're going to give you a little bit more money. And it's not just like $100,000. We're talking about millions.
Yeah.
$5 million just because they can and they want to make Pat Surtain happy if he's not happy, I guess. I don't know. I've never been a part of something like that.
Well, you know what? You actually might have. You actually might have and forget.
Who would
because
it be?
I'm remembering the Broncos did this. Now, it wasn't before his contract. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of putting more cheese on the Whopper before you eat said Whopper.
Exactly.
But Chris Harris.
Ooh, okay.
The Broncos came to Chris Harris and gave him, I think it was $2.5 million.
Was it like 19 year? It had to have been like the 19 year because I think Chris was gone.
2019.
Or
Yeah,
18 or 19,
it was one. It was. I think it was one of those years where he made another Pro Bowl the year before.
Yeah, it was 18, so he was going into his 19 year. I do remember, and then he asked for some money because of that. You know, Chris wanted to still be known as one of the higher paid cornerbacks, but like slot corners.
Sure.
You know, he prided himself in saying slot corner.
Yep.
In the league, so he went back to the table and they gave him $2.5 million more.
But this is like the extension is about to kick in. You're about to make the big money where your, paycheck looks like a phone number, right? And as Wiz Khalifa once said, and you get the bonus before that ever happens. That is unique levels of respect.
So what happened? What do you think happened? I don't think anybody out there is just going to say, you know what, for the hell of it, I'm going to give you an additional $5 million just because I'm a great boss. What happened, Z?
I think that his agent called George Payton and said, hey, you know that deal we did, right? It's nowhere commensurate with PS2 standing in the league. It's aged really poorly. We're not going to fuss and fight. We're not going to be holding out or anything. We love you guys. We have a great relationship, but take a look at the highest paid corners, and now PS2, who when he signed made him the highest paid corner, and now I think is he outside the top 5?
He was. It was Sauce Gardner for a second, and then there was another cornerback that just jumped in front of everybody. I had to look.
Maybe
that
Trent
up.
McDuffie.
McDuffie, but I think there's another one. There's a young one that's in front of everybody right now.
Okay, yeah, we can pull it up, but it definitely started with a conversation. This is what PS2 said about it.
We talked about it before, but I think it's a testament to the ownership and the Broncos as an organization. And we talked about it. Honestly, I want to be here. I want to be a Bronco. So, and they heavily invested into me as well, as much as I'm invested into them. So, it's an honor and privilege to be here.
Okay, so they had conversations. This wasn't just, hey, look under the Christmas tree. It's McDuffie makes more.
Yep, $31 million, and then it's Sauce Gardner with $30.1, and then Derek Stingley Jr. from Houston, the Houston Texans, $30 million. Jason Horn,
Jace Horn, yeah,
yep, $25 million, and then Jalen Ramsey actually is still making a lot of money, $24.1 million.
That is crazy.
I know. I wish I was Jalen Ramsey right now.
Jalen Ramsey on paper is going to make more money than Pat Surtain. That is nuts.
See, there you go.
But this is why, right?
Exactly. Your agent sees that and says, you know what? No. Like Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year at some point, is dominant. You got to give him a little bit more cheddar for him to feel wanted, for him to be able to feel welcome. He needs that money. He's hurting for $5 million more. Come on now.
He's hurting.
He needs it.
I can tell you who's paying close attention to this.
So who's paying? Who's paying?
Two guys. Who do you think? Where does your mind go? Who on the Denver Broncos could be paying very close attention to this?
It's hard to say because it feels like everybody just got paid.
Right. But so did PS2.
That's true. I guess you can say Nick Bonito.
Yes.
And maybe Zach Allen, if you want to go that route, because he's been dominant.
Maybe.
But you think it's Nick Bonito, huh?
I think it's someone like Nick Bonito, who is right now the 15th highest paid edge rusher in the league, and he finished top 5 in sacks. And if he does that again, it'll be a similar situation where Bonito, does his contract extension kick in this year or is it next year?
I think it kicks in this year as well.
Bonito is going into so his first year was 1.5 sacks. His second year was 8 sacks.
Yep.
13.5 sacks, 14 sacks. Oh, yeah. Okay, so he's going into year 5 right now. Wow, that happened quick, man.
Time flies when you're having fun.
But if you're Bonito and you go out and have 15 sacks, I mean, we thought he was going to have 17 sacks at one point. He started his first half of the season was bonkers. But if he goes out and has 15 sacks, his agent's going to be like, wait a second. You guys just set the precedent with Pat Surtain, and it's great that I've heard a lot of this great message to the locker room, which you agree with that?
I mean, you're sitting here and you have the owner and the ownership saying we're going to reward you. That's all a player ever wants, is to be able to earn his money. And when he does go out there and he puts the stats up and they're winning and you're having success and you get the money, it feels great. And now everybody else wants to be a part of that. And now it's easier to get somebody to come in the building that's a free agent saying, hey, they're going to pay me, and then they'll pay me a little bit more and reward me. Or if you're a draft pick, you're happy that you're in part of an organization that's going to take care of you. I mean, I remember as an undrafted free agent, Mike McCartney, my agent, said, hey, look, Denver's your best way to make an NFL team, but I'll tell you this, if you ball out on the 3 years on your contract, it is going to be hard for you to get paid. And I'm not thinking about it because I'm like, Mike, I'm trying to make the team. If I'm a practice squad player, I will be happy.
Sure.
And for me, I just went through and had these good years, and sure enough, it came to trying to get a contract done, and it was very hard to do. We didn't get something done because Elway didn't want to pull the trigger. So it's always good when you have an organization, an owner, a general manager that wants to pay the players.
Totally. And I agree, and how can I disagree, right? And you lived it, and what a shot call by Mike McCartney, by the way, forecasting that 3 years in advance. But so that's good. That's the upside to news like this. And I'm not saying this next part is downside, but it does send potential messages to other players like a Nick Bonito. Wait a second. I just saw you reward him on top of his reward before it even started. I just had 15 sacks. I'm going to need more as well. And I also think of someone like Jalen Waddle. And who Mike Kliss, came on and talked about how they spent more on Waddle because of his contract. Listen to this.
It's about the contract. When these trades are made, the compensation takes into account the contract. The Broncos liked Waddle's contract. He has 2 more years where he's the 22nd highest paid receiver in the league. A.J. Brown's wanting a new contract, and he'll be up there in the top 3 or 4 or 5 when he gets his new deal. So that has a lot to do with the compensation. Money always comes into play there.
And of course it does. But by Mike saying, hey, they went after Waddle specifically because they liked his contract, Waddle balls out. Waddle might not like his contract anymore.
Exactly.
And so, again, I'm not trying to take a positive story and put a negative spin on it. I'm turning over the coin, the other side of it.
That's how players think.
Exactly.
They're always trying to get more money, and it's like, hey, I outplayed my contract.
Right.
So what are you going to do about it? And if you're Waddle, and like you said, if you're Nick Bonito and you're looking around and Pat Surtain gets paid money and his contract hasn't even kicked in yet, you're going to be saying the exact same thing if you ball out that next year saying, reward me for a little bit more. I'm underpaid.
Right.
All right, I can't pay for a hamburger. I need you to help me out. Damn.
Well, it's one of those things where, again, we'll see. We'll see. First, you got to ball out. That's the first step, right? And so these are champagne problems for someone like Pat Surtain, and maybe in the future someone like Nick Bonito or even Jalen Waddle. Okay, I wanted to get to this yesterday. We got so caught up. What do we make of the big picture decision Jamal Murray recently made? That's next.
Thunder and Spurs are loaded. And the Nuggets might need Payton Watson to keep pace. But re-signing him could push Denver past the second tax apron. So, how does Denver thread the needle?
He can't go anywhere. There's a lot of different ways for them to be able to keep Payton Watson. You don't want to go into the second apron. Okay, we don't want to do that. So that's a non-starter.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there. Remember your 20s? Where you could stay up late, wake up early, hit the gym, work all day, still have energy left for extracurricular activities? Now you stand up too fast and you need a recovery period. But here's the thing. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Low testosterone, it sneaks up on you. You lose 2 to 3% of that every year starting in your 30s, and before you know it, you're tired, foggy, gaining weight, your sex drive is on vacation. Guys, Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they can help. Their advanced medical strategies, TRT, peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and more, they help you get stronger in the gym, sharper at work, better in the bedroom, and more confident everywhere. Guys, your first visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, plus a T and PSA test, and if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. They've treated tens of thousands of men. So go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and get back to feeling like your old self again. That site one more time, RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What do we make of the big picture decision Jamal Murray recently made? Now, I wanted to get to this yesterday. We were going at it about the Bednar stuff, and it just got kicked down the road to today. And it's not super time sensitive because actually, I mean, it's not time sensitive at all. And Jamal is not going to represent Canada at this summer's World Cup qualifiers. All right. He was left off the 23-man roster. It was announced on Monday. And a late development. How about this? Team Canada is at a place with their basketball program. God, this thing has come such a long way. I mean, just a galaxy, a difference from when Steve Nash was really the only guy of note from Canada. Now they're left and right in the NBA, and I think partly a ripple from the Steve Nash effect on that country from over 20 years ago. But he's not going to be with Team Canada, and the Canadian national team is in a place where they now are laying down the law that if you don't participate in the World Cup qualifier, you just can't come in and play in the Olympics next year.
So they're not going to allow you at all, huh?
No.
Wow.
And so, really, it's you have to be a really serious basketball program to lay down a gauntlet to someone who's an all-NBA player and say, dude, you're either in or out. And you could see it non-verbally, 85% of language non-verbal. You could see when the Canadian coach, Gordie Herbert, and the general manager, Rowan Barrett, were up there at the press conference, it just wasn't favorable when they were talking about Jamal Murray. And this is a part of the exchange here between those two principals involved, the head coach, Gordie Herbert, and the general manager, Rowan Barrett. Listen to this.
Just to be brutally honest with you, if guys don't commit this summer, they're not in. We can't. We got too short of a period of trying to bring guys in and guys out. And, when I was with Germany, I think we had 6 or 7 NBA guys. 3 guys didn't come, didn't want to come. All of a sudden, they want to come year 2. Sorry.
Jamal Murray, obviously the name not that you didn't mention there. Is he part of that group of 50 that had committed for the quad that you said you could pull from? And is there a path for him to be there in LA?
No, Jamal Murray is not committed to the program, to playing moving forward. As I said, this is a guy that's been playing for Canada since he was a child. He's got tremendous desire, for the country. But as I shared before, sometimes there's things going on, with the athletes that prevent them from doing that. So no, he's not in that group of 50.
Okay, now this was actually a later developing thing. This is kind of last minute, and we know this because Team Canada's promotional stuff had already been put together, and Jamal Murray's on all the posters.
So they were expecting Jamal Murray to be there.
Definitely.
Wow. And then for Jamal, he gives a call, says, hey, look, I'm not going to be there. Maybe he's thinking they're bluffing that no matter what, if he decides that he wants to come back, they're going to let him back on. And they're adamant that they're not going to let any player that does not commit now to playing in the Olympics, huh?
What do you make of the story?
Z, we sit here all the time when we talk about our athletes here in Colorado that play different for Olympic teams, that we really don't care if they play or not, because we're all about them in Denver and make sure they're healthy.
Yep.
I'm not going to hold it to Jamal to play for his country. If he doesn't want to do it now, and he's been doing it for a very long time, and maybe he's just burnt out, maybe he just wants that time to really just focus on himself and getting healthy, I'm all for it. Now, the issue is going to become if Jamal Murray shows up fat and out of shape,
right?
And now we're sitting here saying,
right.
What were you doing during the offseason when you could have been getting your work in? Because, hey, you're going to be working out and playing basketball anyway.
See, and you're striking a chord here that I was going to get to, and you beat me to it here. The difference between, like, if I had my way, and I said this in the moment, I'm like, Gabe Landeskog wouldn't play for Sweden, Taser wouldn't play for Team Canada, McKinnon would, like, because it's in the middle of the NHL season in what I thought was a cup or bust year. Turns out it wasn't. But I thought it was cup or bust, and I'm like, I'm about the Stanley Cup. I'm about the Colorado Avalanche. And during the middle of the season, emptying the tank for your country, I get why they would want to do it. I certainly would want to. But me as a fan, I wasn't a fan of it. Basketball is different. Two different things. One, this is not happening during the season. This is happening during your off season. But two, and you struck it, basketball is different where hoopers hoop. Basketball players play basketball through the offseason.
You see it all the time. You see highlights, film out there. They're in open gyms playing against just random people.
Yes, they're in the Drew League. They're in Rucker Park. There's these pro-ams that get hosted, a couple pockets throughout the country, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles. And hoopers hoop, and they stay in shape that way. This here, though, Olympic basketball is the highest form of basketball. So if you're going to play, and Jamal's going to play basketball.
Yeah.
So if you're going to play, you have this space that's the highest level, that's officiated. It's other NBA players. That is just a degree of difficulty that is a closer representation to what it takes to actually play well in the NBA, as opposed to against non-NBA players oftentimes in these pro-ams. And it's a potential concern of like, man, this is a surefire way. You want to stay in shape, be a part of the Olympic team, and for whatever reason, he has got a disjointed nature with his Canadian national team.
So we know you're concerned. Are you okay with him making the decision not to play?
Yeah, like ultimately, like it's whatever. He's just got to hold his own self accountable. Like,
which is insane to say. We're talking about a athlete that's getting paid millions and millions of dollars,
hundreds of millions,
that won a championship. Like, we shouldn't have these conversations where he needs to make sure that he holds himself accountable. Like he should know that,
right?
You know,
and so again, like for me, it's still like Nuggets. I don't really care about Team Canada, but it's just one of those things where it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different that the Olympic Games are in our country for the summer games for the first time in a generation, and probably the last time in a generation. Yeah. And he's not going to be a part of it. He's going to be on the couch like us watching his home country. Again, I don't really care about Team Canada, but the two-time MVP is going to play. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to play.
Yeah, he is.
Dylan Brooks is going to play. R.J. Barrett is going to play. Kelly Olynyk is going to play. So
maybe this is more personal, Z.
I think it might be.
This is like more personal. Like it's like try to win without me. I'm not happy with the coaching staff. Therefore, I'm not showing up. Maybe he doesn't like a couple guys on the team. Who knows?
I think there's something to that, and I think there could be a couple guys that don't like him, and there's a clash. And you remember, there's this Canadian basketball account that's just like dedicated Canadian basketball, True North on social media. And when this news came out, they said, go figure. As Gord Herbert, who's the coach, stated in the press conference, he wants players who really want to be there. This half-in, half-out drama around Jamal Murray really hurt the 2024 Olympic team. And in a recent interview with the Aussie press, Herbert said he wanted healthy, in-shape players for Canada. And if you remember, during those games in 2024, Jamal Murray left the team and then came back. And then he wasn't playing well. They didn't start him. And I think there is a disturbed relationship between he and his own national team. So, all right, I wanted to hit on that. If you want to react to it, you can hit us up, RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. All right, all of a sudden, there's a new biggest question facing Denver sports. We'll get to it next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach Bai in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach Bai, head to ZachCares.com.
This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. I'm here with Wes. Tell me what happened between you and the IRS.
I ended up owing $55,000 on unpaid taxes. I hadn't filed for several years and ended up settling for $25.
Hold on. So you went from owing $55,000 to $25? Now that's a great story. How did that happen?
Well, it's rather amazing, I guess. It got to the appeals officer. The appeals officer signed off on it, and obviously we accepted it.
Wes, what made you come to Advanced Tax Solutions?
You hear of many different firms or whatever on the radio, some local, some not, and I felt confident from the radio spots I heard about Advanced Tax Solutions.
So how do you feel about Advanced Tax Solutions now?
Very, very lucky and very grateful.
And would you recommend us to your friends and family who are in the same situation?
Yes, I absolutely would.
Thanks, Wes. You know, if you're listening, be our next great story, 303-753-6040 or advancedtaxsolutions.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
What if you had the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years thanks to Xfinity's summer savings event? You don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 15th, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. No strings, no commitments, and get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected online from threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions applies, requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account, taxes and fees extra. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
Dan, I'm not looking to get rich, but I'm not sure what to do. It's something we hear a lot at 303 Law 4040 from people. They've been hurt. They just don't know what to do next. Should they talk to the insurance company? Who's going to pay their medical bills? What if they have to miss work? They don't want to call a lawyer, and they certainly don't want to sue anyone, but they just don't know what to do. Here, take one of our small town clients. He was seriously hurt on his neighbor's property. Tough as nails, salt of the earth guy, and all he was looking to do was the right thing. He said, Dan, I have to live in this town, and I want to be able to hold my head up high when I walk down the street. So if you're talking about suing my neighbor, I'm not interested. I explained that we probably wouldn't have to sue anybody, and we certainly weren't going to hurt his neighbor. In the end, we got him $1.5 million, and he could still hold his head up high in that small town. If you've been hurt, you don't have to feel guilty for calling 303 Law 4040. We are here to help and fight for what's fair. We don't farm you out to a call center. In fact, we give all of our clients our cell phone numbers. We hope you never need us, but save that number in your phone just in case. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. General contractors, are you tired of working with 8 different subs for a single project? Homestrong is the answer. Their crews handle excavation, foundations, waterproofing, crawl spaces, and flat work. Visit buildhomestrong.com. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
The upgrade you've been dreaming of at a price you didn't expect. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. This Memorial Day, get a 4-piece stainless kitchen for only $19.99. Get a GE front-load washer and dryer for only $15.98. Save $900. Or shop our clearance center and save up to 60%. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. The best service and the best prices. Why go anywhere else?
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Denver Deck Builders has been building the highest quality decks for over a decade. With me as their owner, Ron Gibbous. You use only the best materials to handle all of Colorado's elements.
At least 90% of the time, our customers want composite decking, which is warranted for 30 years. So it's not going to rot, it's not going to freeze, and it's going to look good. And we use a custom rail builder that fabricates them in a shop, brings them, and installs them on site. So they're stronger than any rails that you can buy from a normal lumber yard.
Start dreaming about your outdoor living space. Denver Deck Builders. Go to ddbonthefan.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a hump day. All right, happy Wednesday to you. Appreciate you being here. When we think of the biggest questions facing Denver sports, the biggest questions facing Denver sports, I personally think number one, despite me saying going into the break, all of a sudden there's a new biggest question facing Denver sports, I think that it's among the three biggest. I think that the number one question is a bit of a newer question here in just the last handful of months. I think the number one question facing Denver sports is Bo Nix's ankles.
So it's Bo in staying healthy with the ankle injury, huh?
In my opinion, that is the number one question facing Denver sports among the big four teams at the professional level in this town. I think Bo Nix being the quarterback of the Denver Broncos and the uncertainty that I have personally about his long-term sustained health, having had 5 different ankle procedures. It's highly unusual. It just derailed the trip to the Super Bowl. And that one for me is number one.
You know, just because you said it like that, derailed a trip to the Super Bowl. Your quarterback not being available. Now, you can't say that when it comes to Jokic. Jokic was still there to try to win a championship, and they fell through. Nathan McKinnon was there, but not Bo Nix. So I'm going to have to agree with you. I think, look, we're agreeing on something.
We're agreeing.
The number one thing that we all should be looking for this year is, can Bo Nix stay healthy? Specifically for you, it's the ankle. I'm just saying in general. We know it's hard to stay healthy in this league. It could be his throwing arm. It could be the ankle. It could be the knee, like what just happened to Patrick Mahomes. But if Bo Nix is not healthy, we are not going to a Super Bowl this year. So you need Bo Nix to be healthy and on point.
Beyond that, I think, and I'm just sort of spitballing with you here, the next biggest question in Denver sports, I think it would be behind the third one that I'm going to mention here in just a second, because I think we know the answer to it. Mm-hmm. But I think the second biggest question in Denver sports is Nikola Jokic going to sign this extension?
Is that what you're going with, huh?
And I think that on paper that's what it is, but as I hinted at, I think because we know the answer, he has openly said, I want to be a Denver Nugget for life. He's at the Arsenal game. I don't think he's going to show up and be like, I'm not signing it. But at the same time, until it's signed, I think that's probably number two.
See, for me, I think number two is going to be with the Denver Nuggets. But I would say, is Josh Kroenke going to try to keep this window? Because right now, the band is still together. We know that we think that they're going to break it up. But is the window open for them to win a championship? Is Josh Kroenke willing to do whatever it takes to keep that window open for Jokic this coming year? That to
fair.
me is like what I'm looking for. Like, what are you going to do to help Jokic out? What are you going to do to keep the Denver Nuggets relevant this year? Not just winning a bunch of games, right? That's not what we're looking for. We want to be able to make some noise against San Antonio or OKC. All right, Jokic, in order for him to go to that big boy table, he has to win another championship.
He does.
Are you going to give him the tools this year to do that, or at least try to attempt to? Or are you going to think about your money and keeping your money in your pocket if you're Josh Kroenke?
Yeah, it's a great question. And a year ago, probably 13 months ago now, Josh Kroenke said we have a responsibility to Nikola Jokic to do everything in our power to put the pieces around him. It was some, I'm paraphrasing, but it was some version of that. And if they go out of their way to duck the tax and break the repeater tax penalty, that statement and then that action, they can't live in the same universe.
And that's where you talk about us having a gap year, and now you're trying to figure out what you're going to do for this year to help Jokic for the next year, where he'll be 33 years old,
right?
His last chance to try to go for a championship. That's very uncomfortable to me. When you got a guy in his prime and he's ready to go, you strike when the iron's hot.
I agree. And
pay that money.
And you never know what could happen from a health standpoint. Say Wemby goes down in the first round of the playoffs next year. Say, like, just the same way that Aaron Gordon, like, look what happened with Jalen Williams from Oklahoma City. Popped his hamstring for a fourth time, just like Aaron Gordon, and never was a factor in the series. And if that's your dynamic, and say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes, like, you just don't know. So that's why having your hat in the ring to compete for a championship when Jokic is in his prime, I mean, I shouldn't have to say this, but, like, yeah, like, you should be
we have to say
trying everything that you can do. Because if you have the wealth to own a basketball team, and it's that kind of wealth, right? This isn't average kind of wealth. This is like exorbitant wealth. Stan Kroenke is the number one landowner in the United States of America.
You got the money.
So, like, you can do it, but will they? And so, obviously, that's a huge question for this offseason. That's a big question in Denver sports. But after those two, and someone could say this next one is just as big as the conversation that we were just having, does Jared Bednar get a contract extension? We know he's going to be back. We don't know about the extension, though. But I shared with you, and it bears repeating, all right, in our crosstalk with Dover and Cecil, I shared with you the simplest form of numbers in the Avalanche Stanley Cup window. And I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. The 2022 season, legendary, incredible, historic, all that stuff. It's the anomaly. This is the playoff wins by year, starting with the 17-18 postseason. So 2018 is when the postseason was being played.
Yeah.
And there could be someone out there that says, well, the Avs weren't, really like at the peak of their powers. They weren't really in the Stanley Cup window. No. Hockey doesn't work like that, one. But I went back and looked. The Avs had the 8th best odds by Stanley Cup going into that season. Nathan McKinnon finished top 3 in MVP voting.
And you're talking about the 18 season, correct?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
To start with the 18.
Yes. So these are the total playoff wins per postseason, removing the Stanley Cup season. Okay? Actually, let's keep it in there.
Yeah.
Just do the full thing, right?
Keep it in there, ZB.
2 wins in 18, 7 wins in 19, 7 wins in 20, 6 wins in 2021, 16 wins in 2022, 3 in 2023, 6 in 2024, 3 in 2025, and 8 this season. That means in the Stanley Cup window for the Colorado Avalanche, they are averaging 6 postseason wins a year, 6.4, just to be exact.
Yeah.
6 postseason wins a year in a Stanley Cup window. 16 is what's required. And good for them and good for us. They did it in 2022.
Well, it just shows you, in one point, we're spoiled. We're always in the playoffs. We always have a chance.
That's
at
true.
that point.
That's
right?
true.
If you want to look at it like that.
Sure.
But the ultimate goal is to win a cup.
Yep. If you remove the Stanley Cup season, which clearly is the anomaly, right? Like, you won 6 the year before and 3 the year after. And then there's 16 right there in the middle. By the way, do we remember what was different about the 2022 postseason? No one remembers.
No, go ahead.
No, seriously. No one remembers. It was the highest scoring postseason since 1995.
Wow, okay. So everybody was scoring.
And that's the Avs.
That's high flying.
That's how they want to play.
Yeah.
So in the year that had the highest scoring postseason since 1995, that's when the Avs got it done. And good for them. They capitalized on the situation. But take out the cup year, the harsh and cruel reality in a Stanley Cup window outside of the anomalous 2022 season, the Colorado Avalanche are averaging 5 postseason wins a year.
No.
That is nuts.
No, it's insane. It really is. Like you would think they're getting more wins. They have had really, really good teams that have been together for a very long time. Bednar has been here for 10 years and been a part of that. But there's always context. You're looking at numbers, which that's exactly what you're doing right now. But when you go through some of the seasons, like, for example, that Val season where my man was just MIA, and you're like, what the hell is going on, right? Some of the injuries that were going on, Gabe not being available, and we sit here the longest talking about, like, look, we haven't won a cup since Gabe was around, right? There's so much context to this because it's players, it's human beings, it's just not stats.
Sure.
That's where my head would go.
But I'll say this, and that's fair. That's fair. And by the way, with the Val stuff, the Avs got in bed with Val at that moment. They were complicit. They had dirt on their hands. And once they got involved in cleaning that thing up and making it go away, it's like, man, that was hard for me to stomach, just to be totally honest with you, going through the details of what was going on.
Never heard anything like that. It truly should have a 30 for 30, Z.
Legit. And the fact that sports fans around the country don't even know the story, it's crazy. And we don't even know the full story. We don't even know what happened to that woman.
Yeah.
And what happened to her after that. And so, anyway, but I would, yes, you're right, the Gabe stuff, the Val stuff. But when you have a sample size of nearly a decade, that breaks through all the context. It just, like, when you have a 2-0 series lead in 2021, Gabe was there. Val was there.
Yeah.
Like, you had a 2-0 series lead against Vegas, and they blew it. And so that's why I'm frustrated because, and it's not, I promise you, it's not anti-Jared Bednar. Like, I have defended this guy and loved this guy and will continue to love Jared Bednar forever. Like,
you switched up real fast. I love you, baby. Oh, no, I hate you now.
He's a Denver sports legend.
Yeah.
All-time leading wins and a Stanley Cup champion. But when you're the head coach in a championship window that has lasted nearly a decade and outside of the season that you broke through in the highest scoring postseason since 95, and you're averaging 5 postseason wins a year, and in the definition of a cup or bust, and we're calling them a wagon and the deepest team we've ever seen, and and you blow it and melt down and roll over and die and don't win a game beyond the second round, and we're talking about extending the coach, it just, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't.
But also, you also know that it's hard for a player or a coach to want to play on a one-year deal, knowing that if you're Bednar, you just won the President's Trophy. Like, you did everything you had to do to get to the postseason. You put this game plan together. The first 2 series, you dominate. You will 8-1. Yep. 8-1 in the first 2 series. And, of course, you get to the Vegas Golden Knights, you get swept. And, by the way, did you watch the game last night? Vegas is on fire.
Man.
I don't know what they're taking, but they're on fire. And if they sweep the Avs or Carolina, that's going to be some crazy stuff, Z.
If Vegas sweeps Carolina, the Avs should hang a banner. Got swept by a team who swept in the finals. Like, and they're not going to sweep them.
No.
This is going to be a long.
Carolina is a high flying team as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long series.
It's going to be a long series. But I just, it just doesn't sit well with me, Phil. It just doesn't. Like, there has got to be like some level of accountability. But here's the thing, Bednar's obviously not going anywhere. Chris McFarland was not going to fire him. No. You hear Chris McFarland talk about Jared Bednar today at his Nashville press conference?
This is where it's going to get tough for me. My 11 years there, it was with 11 years. We had very, very few coaches. But Jared Bednar is one of the best people, great coach. He knows what I think of him. Nolan Pratt, UC.
He goes on to name some other people, but that doesn't sound like a guy who was going to fire Jared Bednar.
No, Jared Bednar was here to stay. And my guessing is they were going to extend him. You want to know why? Because in their heads, Sakic and Chris McFarland, they're saying we are going to win a cup this year. This is kind of probably when the regular season was done, you're getting into the playoffs, the postseason, and you're kind of getting everything in order. You're saying we're going to win a cup. We're going to extend this man. So in their head, they had it that Jared Bednar was going to come back no matter what. And my guessing is get an extension. And that's why I think it's still on the table for Jared Bednar to get that extension, because why all of a sudden you get swept when a lot of it doesn't have to do with you and now things change and now we're not going to extend you. I'm not saying that they're going to give this man 3 or 4 more years. Maybe it's just a 2-year extension where it's giving him a little bit more on top, a little bit more flexibility for them to say, hey, if you do win a cup this next year, we got you for another year. I could see something like that coming, Z. Come on now.
I could see it.
Close them damn eyes, right? You see it right there.
And for me, like, I disagree with that. I just do. But yes, I could see it. I don't think it's necessary. I think that he can coach the final year in his contract, and you go win the cup, dude. You have a 5-year contract, and we're making you the highest paid coach in the league. Mm-hmm. If you don't, we're going to move on. Like, at a certain point, like, I don't know, man. 5? You're averaging 5 wins a postseason outside of the Stanley Cup run? That's insane and impossible for me to reconcile. And it was another disaster class of disappointment. And I do not think that that a contract extension is deserved. I think that is a reward. and it's crazy to me that Mike Shanahan can win 2 Super Bowls and be fired.
But Z, there was more to that though. It's not just about wins. Like you're looking at just wins and losses, which of course, right? It's a performance-based business. It's also about how you interact with the people in the building.
Sure.
All right, who are you rubbing the wrong way? What conflicts are you having with some of the star players?
So yes, that exists.
You know, like that matters.
But I also don't think you should be treated with kid gloves because everyone loves you in the building either. So I think there's another side to that coin, and
you have to make tough decisions.
And like. Most places around the NHL, you see these guys fired left and right.
Yes, yeah. And in the NHL, when we first were doing this job, or I was doing the job with you, I'm like, damn, like these coaches in the NHL, they just get fired left and right.
More than any other sport, but not here.
But
not
also,
here.
That's why people respect this organization, right? They're not going to just say, hey, you get 3 years and that's it. A lot of teams do that. Not the Colorado Avalanche. And that's why a lot of people respect this organization, respect the front office. They do things the right way. The way that you have to keep some kind of continuity together. That's how you build up, and that's how you win games, and that's how you win a championship.
Yeah, I mean, but we just lived. They changed their coach with 8 games left in the season. They're in the Stanley Cup final. So I respect the continuity and all that stuff, but
I would think you would.
But an extension, if I say you signed an extension that typically is a reward, and the Avs have fallen short over and over and over again. I don't think a reward is. You didn't lose it in overtime in Game 7. You didn't get swept in the Cup final.
You know what I would like to hear you do? I would like you to lay out how you can make Nathan McKinnon take a pay cut, and how you can make Kale not take $20 million in net. Just like, let's do that then.
Phil, if you could, I would. Because, by the way, and I want to talk more about this with you tomorrow if we have time, because I know we're going to be heavy on Broncos tomorrow. We're going to be out at OTAs and all this stuff. But, like, the Avs they are going down the road of almost like financial impossibility to create a Stanley Cup roster that has depth when you're going to pay McKinnon, Makar, and Netchus what you're slated to pay them with guys like Val and Brock Nelson underneath them. We have never seen a Stanley Cup champion have anyone on their roster making over $10 million, and the Avs are about to have 3 of them. I think there's problems down the road here. We'll talk more about that tomorrow if we have time. Hey, did you see this Mark Kisla column about Nathan McKinnon?
Did I see it, Z? I mean, I was in the morning, I was on the toilet. I mean, give me too much information, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, damn, this is a lot. Like, I was thinking about being in Nathan McKinnon's shoes, right?
Sure.
Nate Dogg is probably on a beach or in Cancun just enjoying life, and then you get this text from somebody, because somebody's going to send him it, saying, man, what just happened? Why is somebody going so hard at you? It was a lot.
Well, he kind of sounded like a little bit.
Who you sound like?
A little bit like me the day after Game 4. Now, I really
We're
got
upset.
on Nathan McKinnon, and I, we all love Nate.
Yeah.
But when you are the star player and you blow off the media after game 2, you blow off the media after game 3, and you blow off the media after game 4, and other guys have to take the arrows and talk about the collapse, and you're back there in the trainer's room refusing to come out, like, not a good look, dude. We love you. We love you. I love you. Not a good look. And my verbiage was, put your big boy pants on.
Jokic did it.
Jokic did it.
Jokic did it, and he didn't have a great series, but he went there and he said,
Yes.
hey, look, we weren't good enough.
Yes. Now, did I call him a clown?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
I typically don't.
That's a lot.
I try not to call names, right? I know people do. I try not to. Mark Kisla, I'm going to read you a handful of excerpts from this piece here in the Denver Gazette. The Avalanche won't ever get out of this rut if the NHL's most talented team can't find someone to kick Nathan McKinnon's butt. The problem for the Avs isn't the lack of smarts. We all know they've also got oodles of on-ice skill, a blessing this team has wasted by winning only a single championship in the past 5 seasons. The big challenge is to find somebody with the gumption to harness the unsurpassed talent and juvenile attitude of McKinnon, who runs hotter than any hockey superstar I've known since Hall of Fame goaltender Patrick Waugh was stopping pucks and smashing video equipment for the Avs during the franchise glory days. After Colorado got broomed out of the Western Conference Finals by Vegas, nothing spoke louder about the team's fatal flaw than the silence of Nathan McKinnon. While Avs captain Gabe Landeskog conducted an autopsy of a Stanley Cup run gone wrong, defenseman Cale Makar refused to make any excuse for an injury so bad he couldn't take his sweater off without help, and goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood wore an aching heart on his sleeve in the losing dressing room of T-Mobile Arena. McKinnon was nowhere to be found. Kisla goes on, while hiding out in the training room, the team's leading scorer and MVP candidate took zero responsibility for the shocking sweep. It was a clown move by McKinnon. End quote.
Damn.
That's going pretty hard.
That is. He could have just said bad move. He said clown move.
It wasn't an adult move.
No. Now, I don't agree with the name calling. I'm never going to do that because I feel like I've been in a situation like that, and it's going to upset. It's not just about Nathan McKinnon, it's about his family.
Sure.
It's about his kids too, right? If they're old enough to read it. But there is something to what Kisla is saying, where we sit here and we talk about you're the captain of this team, especially when Gabe wasn't there, and that you're the best player in the league, you're the best player on the Colorado Avalanche, and yet you can't face the media, you can't face the fans and say, hey, look, we just weren't good enough, that, we'll do better next time. You keep ducking that so-called smoke.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. And the PR team should have said, hey, Nathan, we need you to do this, man. Like, I know you don't want to do this, but it's part of the job.
And it wasn't for just one game.
No.
It was after games 2, 3, and 4, and after every morning skate. So it's just like, and then Kisla goes on to say, anyone who knows anything about sports understands the most troubling aspect of McKinnon's absence in the dark final hour of the Avalanche has absolutely nothing to do with owning a damn thing to anyone in the media. In defeat, the team's top paid and most talented player shouldn't abandon his teammates to take the heat, period. It's unfathomable to imagine either Broncos quarterback Bo Nix or Nuggets center Nikola Jokic so upset after a gut-wrenching defeat that they would take their ball and go home like a petulant child. Nate is a dog. No one wants to win more than McKinnon. His passion, however, is so intense, it can be destructive when things begin to fall apart around him. He's a 30-year-old man who too often deals with adversity like a 10-year-old brat.
Damn. Again, why you had to put the brat in there?
But we're gonna have to put a pin in this.
Yeah. I mean, man,
because
it's a lot.
Because here's the thing: what Kisla does next is far more interesting to me in a more tangible way than McKinnon dodging the media, and I'll tell you what that is next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drive's Brouhaha. Big social brouhaha. This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill. There was quite a brouhaha. Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
In the playoffs, games are won and lost in overtime, where the pressure is at its highest. In your facility, overtime starts the moment the power goes down. That's when experience makes the difference. For over 40 years, Piper Electric has delivered expert electrical construction, service, and maintenance, including fire alarms and large-scale power distribution. Their licensed electricians are built for high-pressure situations and complex projects. Starting something new? Make the call that keeps you out of overtime. Include Piper Electric. Visit piperelectric.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Is your budget feeling a little rocky? You dealing with an avalanche of spending? Are you trying to find the right financial nuggets? I've been there. Trust me. Josh Dover here to tell you how my money is going further these days. That's why I like BOK Financial. It's why I love what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff we all tend to avoid. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more, to learn how that money you're saving can go further. Let's talk money. BOK Financial, member FDIC, conditions apply.
John Anderson, the voice of Yes, is coming to the Paramount Theater. An evening of progressive rock mastery with one of the most recognizable voices in music. Yes Epics, Classics, and more featuring John Anderson and the band Geeks. July 8th, 7:30 p.m. at Paramount Theater. Tickets on sale now at ParamountDenver.com. Don't miss John Anderson with the band Geeks for an unforgettable night. Brought to you by Danny Zalisco Presents.
What's up, everybody? Cecil Lammy here for my friends Soda Diet and Nutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with soda, and I'm never going back. Haven't gained the weight back. Why? Because with soda, I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. And it's so fantastic to do weight loss the right way. There's no mystery pills. I'm not giving myself a shot, and there's no mystery chemicals that I'm putting into my body. This is knowing real food will bring you real results. And speaking of real, soda got me a real nutritionist, a personalized nutritionist that would work with me one-on-one via text when I had questions, concerned, and just sometimes straight up needed encouragement. Your weight loss journey, you've got a friend, you've got help, and that is Soda. They can be there for you just like they were there for me. I look and feel 10 years younger. I got my confidence back, and right now you can join Soda and your partner joins for free. That's 2 people, real accountability for the price of 1. Soda changed my life, and I thank them so much. SodaDietNutrition.com. Call them up 866-800-SODA because soda is state of the art.
Ah, this feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing you down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with one dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Denver's recent hailstorm hit hard. Golf ball-sized hail damaged shingles, cracked siding, dented gutters. You might not see it from the ground, but your roof took a beating. And I don't want you to wait around for a leak to find out. Call Monarch Construction and Roofing today for your free no-obligation storm damage inspection. Monarch works directly with your insurance company, so you don't have to. Monarch Construction and Roofing, your local Denver storm damage experts. Visit monarchroofing.com to schedule your appointment today. Monarch Roofing is your official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it! 1! All righty, it's the 3 count, brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation, repair, and concrete experts. Okay, we went long in the previous segment. I don't want to hijack the whole segment if we can help it, but I think it's important. So we were just reading the, Mark Kisla. I was reading excerpts of the Mark Kisla article, and him really blasting Nathan MacKinnon for blowing off the media after games 2, 3, and 4. Called him a petulant child, a 10-year-old brat, and it was a clown move.
Yeah,
went really hard. I called him out. I didn't do that. But here's what I think is actually more relevant, right? And Kisla made sure to say, this isn't about like you owing the media something. This is about you having your teammates in a position that you should be in.
Doing your job.
But here's what I think is more impactful. He says, this is Mark Kisla, a buddy of mine, Denver Gazette. He said, when the Golden Knights began poking soft spots in Colorado's underbelly, the body language of MacKinnon made it obvious Vegas was getting under the Avs' skin. Before the opening game in the best-of-7 series was over, he was slamming his stick on the team bench, and by the time MacKinnon got to the Strip, meaning in Vegas, his downcast eyes were as pitiful as a kid who dropped an ice cream cone on the sidewalk in the Nevada desert heat. He said, I get being a sore loser. Ultra-competitive athletes often are, but when your best player spews tension, when the going gets tough, it can be so contagious as to afflict the entire team. Although MacKinnon has speed on skates that can kill, the Avs need to stop coddling him. Rather than coaching MacKinnon up, it seems to me that Coach Jared Bednar babysits him. And this is something I talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
Bednar has needed to hold MacKinnon more accountable, but even more than that, him talking about the wildly tense nature and tightly wound nature of Nathan MacKinnon, and in moments
that's who he is.
That's who he is, and that's part of what makes him great.
Mm-hmm.
But how that impacts others and how that spills on to others in moments of tension and moments of great leverage, I don't know if that's as healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's if we're in high school, Z, or college, I can sit here and say, okay, yeah. But these are grown-ass men.
But they're humans, too.
They are humans. But if you're a human and you're a grown man, you can talk about it. And even for Nate Dogg, like, you're in the moment, you're upset. But I guarantee once they go home or they hang out, because he's hanging out with somebody, that he's able to say, look, dude, I'm sorry for reacting that way. And you squash that beef, because nobody seems to not like Nathan McKinnon. Now, everybody knows that when Nathan McKinnon's on one, you got to kind of step to the side. And I think we've all been around a teammate like that where it's like, hey, when he's on one, just step back for a little while. We know what's going to happen, and he'll cool down, and we'll come back to it. But these are grown men. In my point of view is you got to go out there and play. Go out there and play. It shouldn't be somebody or a coach holding your hand. Now, of course, everybody is different. You have to coach players differently. Not everybody's going to want to be screamed at or coddled, so you have to find that happy medium.
Look. I shared an anecdote from me being on the glass and next to the Avs bench during the season.
Yeah.
And it was the game where they hung 9 goals on Calgary. And I told the story that the score was 4-0. 4-0 Avs, okay? Like, Gabe Landeskog is like pounding my son through the glass, right? Like, things were light.
Yeah.
Nathan McKinnon comes off the ice, slams the door to the bench. Marty Netchis is right behind him, and McKinnon, and the cameras didn't catch it. Very few people did that were there. McKinnon, like nearly as hard as he could, slammed the stick of Marty Netchis, who had it out in front of him going to the bench right on Nate's heels. He slammed the stick and was screaming in his face. Screaming in his face. And Marty's just looking straight forward. And McKinnon's just the score was 4-0 in the regular season.
Yeah, they're dominating.
What must that be like when you're down 0-2 in the postseason and you feel like your legacy's on the line? It's a question that deserves to be asked. We all love Nathan McKinnon, but it's one of these things where I don't know. Is that part of some of the stuff? I'm not saying solely responsible, but some of the stuff that gets baked into an explanation as we're trying to find out how the Avs have fallen so short time and time again.
And Z, that may be the case if Gabe wasn't involved. But Gabe has already came out and said, hey, look, I'm the other side of Nathan McKinnon. I'm the one that calms everybody down. I'm the one that is the good cop to the bad cop. So if Gabe wasn't there and it was just the Nate Dogg show through and through, then I think we could have that conversation. But because you do have your captain there, that's the other side of things, there's no excuse. There was no excuse. These men should have won. They should be in the Stanley Cup final right now.
Oh, next to the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, don't look now, but maybe, just maybe, one of the most embarrassing streaks in Denver sports is on pace to be snapped? Question mark? The Rockies have won 4 of their last 5. They've won 2 series in a row, and they are now on pace to win, barely, 63 wins.
Here we go.
Which would mean not losing 100 games. And as we came into the season, that was one of the first steps of like, okay, how many did they lose a year ago? What was it, like 119? Something like that?
I want to say.
So, like on this pace, this would be nearly a 20-game improvement year over year. Hey, if you were realistic and you were measured and you examined the scenario for what it was before the season started, this is, believe it or not, what we were asking to see.
All we need is to schedule the Angels for the rest of the season. and maybe we have a chance to go to the World Series.
And have balls fly off their heads for home runs.
Yeah, like the bad news Angels. Damn.
Crazy. Here was Schaefer after the game talking about he likes his team's attitude right now.
I love the way these guys are playing. Yeah, every day I love the way they play. Sometimes it doesn't go our way, and like yesterday, sometimes, not often, but it's sloppy. But I like the way they play every day. There's 162 games. They know they're professionals, they're adults, they're not children. They know when they're not up to par and when they need to turn things around.
The Fightin' Rocks, winning 4 of 5.
You see the music in the background.
I did.
They're having a fun time.
Well, I didn't see it, I heard it.
Oh, you heard? Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it. It's a music video, Z.
Well, good for the Rocks. It's a promise of nothing, so just enjoy these, little micro wins while they happen. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
Should Bo Nix have beef?
Uh-oh.
You see who got the Madden cover?
Yeah, I saw.
Not the guy who was just quarterbacking a 14-3 team.
Nope.
Not a guy who brought his team to the AFC Championship from the same class as the guy who got the cover. Not a guy who has won the most games in his first 2 seasons playing quarterback, tied with Russell Wilson for the most in NFL history. Not that guy. Caleb Williams.
Ooh.
Should Bo Nix feel a type of way?
You know, I don't know. Like it's a cover. I don't know how many players want to be on that cover because there's a curse. Supposedly, there's a Madden curse.
Josh Allen broke it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. They put him on the cover. He won the MVP. And he's got an Iron Man streak going. He's never missed a game. Yeah,
he was on the cover, right?
He cured it. He cured it.
I would feel some type of way if I'm Bo. It's like, damn, like I'm over here and I'm having all this success. You have Caleb Williams, who is a damn good quarterback, but he hasn't had as much success as I have so far, and I'm not on the cover. I was 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
His stats are better, more wins, more prestigious
If
franchise.
I'm Drake May, I'd be upset too.
Sure.
It's like I almost won the MVP. I was in the Super Bowl, and yet you guys go with Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I think Drake May actually just slightly has the better case to be upset. Dante, you got something there behind
I mean, if you're playing Madden, who doesn't want to play with Caleb Williams, though? That guy seems like a cheat code. He can run, he can throw, he just does everything.
So Bo can't do that?
What about Bo? Can't he run and throw too? Davis Webb says he throws the best on the run in the entire league.
I'm going to go with Bo.
Caleb Williams seems like the most fun guy to play Madden with.
Yeah, no, look, Caleb Williams, he's got like a, well, I was going to say he's got like a bit of a magic about him, but like doesn't Bo with all the comebacks and.
Bo's doing a great job, Caleb Williams is, and Drake May. I mean, those 3 quarterbacks, right, at the start of their careers, it's going to be fun to watch them duke it out and try to win these Super Bowls.
All right, good stuff. You want to react to any of that, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 or our YouTube chat presented by Sean Ponda. The NBA Finals begin tonight. And I have a question about Jokic and a familiar title. That's next.
The Colorado Avalanche have been hit with a major front office shakeup. Chris McFarland is heading to Nashville, taking over as the Predators' new architect. And now Joe Sakic is stepping back into the GM role, at least through the draft and free agency. And for Jared Bednar, reports say he's staying right where he is. The bench boss remains the constant in Colorado's chase for another cup, even as the organization reshapes around him. A new era begins, but the mission stays the same. Keep the Avalanche in the hunt and keep the window wide open. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Hey, it's Zach here. Summer is here, and 5280 Exteriors is kicking it off with a huge June offer. Get free gutter guards when you purchase a whole house of siding. Lock in your project now and enjoy beautiful new siding before fall hits. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
June hits different at Coors Field. Don't miss the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox coming to town for 2 great series. Baseball at altitude, summer nights, big moments. We're here for the climb. Get tickets now at Rockies.com/tickets.
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Phillip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
Hey, Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Summer is coming in hot. Don't wait. Beat the rush with an early bird cooling system tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of June. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Now at McDonald's, everyone can get more of what they want, when they want it, with McValue. You can choose your wake-up call. You can choose your study meal, or even your drive-through dinner.
Ah, the sun is rising, and our breakfast prices are falling. Right now, get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, and more for under $3 each. Limited time only. Price or participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
They'll tell you marketing is complicated, that you need a dozen platforms, 100 dashboards, and a prayer. Forget that. Your customers are right here, listening to this station. Heck, you are right now. Tonight, they're streaming Denver's biggest games. Tomorrow, they're locked into the most talked about podcasts on the planet. We put you in all of it. Radio, streaming, TV, audio, one team, clear data, real results. We've been growing businesses like yours for years. Visit DenverSports.com and click the Advertise with Us button. That's DenverSports.com. Let's get to work. This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Graded, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The NBA Finals begin tonight, and this is no ordinary NBA Finals.
No, it's not.
The Spurs, the most ahead of schedule team in the history of the NBA. There's a couple comps that, and it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same, but the 2007 Cavs, when how young they were, with LeBron James and the group that he dragged. The 1995 Orlando Magic. That one for me is probably the best comp, along with, if you want to go way back, the 1977 Blazers with a young Bill Walton, fresh out of UCLA, winning a championship almost immediately with a really, really young group of guys. Those are the comps in NBA history. I like the Magic one because they had a generational talent that no one had seen before in Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
And we have a
makes sense.
generational talent that no one has seen before in Victor Wembanyama. And this is a rematch of the 1999 finals, Front Office Sports put out a graphic showing the difference in ticket prices from 27 years ago to today. The get-in price, this is nuts. The get-in price, so just to get the worst seat in the house, but just be in the building, just to get in 1999, game 1 of the finals was $15.
You got to be kidding me. $15?
$15 to have the worst seat in the house back in 1999. Today, the get-in price is $801.
Damn.
And the only reason that it's $801 is because the game's in San Antonio. Wait until you guys see the prices for Game 3 in Madison Square Garden.
And you've been there.
I have, yes. We've already seen some of those prices. Do we have the get-in price for MSG? Do we know what that is? Maybe we can look it up. We saw courtside seats going. Someone bought a pair for $300,000 each.
Yeah, like
$600,000.
People just have $300,000 and $600,000 just to fork up for one game. Like, are you kidding me?
It's nuts. And it's going to be a who's who. It's going to be Spike Lee. It's going to be Fat Joe. It's going to be Tracy Morgan. It's going to be, who's the young hotshot? Timothy, is it Chalamet?
Chalamet, yeah.
Chalamet. I don't know. He's like a movie star. What movies has he been in? I'm so out of
in
it.
Dune.
Dune? Okay.
Both of those. That's what I know him from. I'm sure he's been in a bunch, though.
Yeah. I just, I'm not a pop culture guy.
No, for sure. But it's going to be big-name people that are going to be sitting courtside that are going to be able to enjoy the game because the tickets are $300,000 and $600,000.
Crazy.
Get-in price is over $5,000
huh?
to have the
for Game 3.
So the worst seat in the house in Madison Square Garden to be there for Game 3, $5,000.
Oh, my.
Section 419.
Can you imagine?
So what if that was the get-in price for the Avs or the Nuggets? What was the get-in price for the Nuggets, by the way?
Not a lot. I mean, well, it's a lot, but not comparatively. Comparatively. I would say like the get-in price for the Nuggets NBA Finals, worst seat in the house was like $300 to $400.
And you're talking about the Knicks get-in price being $5,000?
Brother, how about this? During the 2023 run, when the Lakers were here, I called the career of this kid at the University of Albany named Dallas, and he's a massive Lakers fan. He and his buddy flew into Denver and sat in the 5th row because that was cheaper than buying a ticket for Staples Center. It was cheaper to fly to Denver and sit in the his name was Dallas Enema.
Smart.
And so to sit in the 5th row in the Western Conference Finals in 2023 after flying from LA and then back to LA was cheaper than buying a ticket for the Staples Center. So
man, what are we doing?
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I have legitimately hemmed and hawed over this.
What's going on? What's going on in ZB's head? Do we want to know?
Well,
is it scary in there?
It can be. It can be. Wemby's a generational talent. It's the most ahead of schedule team in the history of the NBA. I'm in love with them.
But you know what? You called this a long time ago, though, Z.
It was last year saying, and look,
I think it was even before last year.
It might have been 2 years ago, Wemby's rookie season. I forget. Anyway, I wasn't the only one, but I remember coming on here saying, this Spurs team, they're going to win multiple championships. Yeah. And they won 34 games last year. And say, no, this group, Vassell, Castle, now Harper, 20-year-old rookie in the fold to go with Wemby, Champagnie, Julian Champagnie. Hey, fun fact about Julian Champagnie. Once upon a time, the Philadelphia 76ers cut this man so they could create a roster spot for Mac McClung, who was in the G League, so he could compete in the dunk contest in a Sixers jersey.
Come on.
They cut Julian Champagnie to make a roster spot for Mac McClung, a non-NBA player, so he could wear the team's jersey for marketing reasons during the slam dunk contest.
And look at him now.
Correct.
Has a chance to win a championship.
He's a baller. He's a baller.
That's crazy.
It is.
What?
It is. Okay. So I keep going back and forth. Like, I love this Spurs group. They're so intense. They're so poised for their age. But then I look at the Knicks. I'm like, they didn't accent. Like, we're talking about the best 11-game run in the history of NBA basketball, postseason or regular season. We've never seen them obliterate team after team like this. And I think there's something to it. I think they found something. It's not going to come easy for San Antonio. I think this has 6 or 7 written all over it.
So who are you going with? Who do you believe is going to win the finals?
I'll go with the... Begrudgingly, I'm going to go with the Knicks.
Are you?
I'm going to go with the Knicks.
I am so surprised. You've been on the Spurs. You've been talking about them, and
I know.
You were on it saying that the Spurs are going to beat OKC.
Yep.
Spurs have a chance now.
Could it be that this is the final stage against the big boss, the final boss, and your immaturity shows up right now?
I can see that.
It's
the biggest games of your life, right? You're trying to win 4 of them. Wemby, I'm gonna think that I have the Knicks winning it, and I have the Knicks winning tonight. I think for Wemby, he's gonna try to do too much. He wants to try to make a statement early, like he did against the Thunder.
And he made that statement.
He made that statement, but on the other side, where we had the Knicks are looking at you like, look, we've been there, we've done that, like not when it comes to winning, but like the vets are around, and we're not going to sit here and just let you embarrass us. I think they're going to have a great game plan. They're going to find a way to beat the Spurs tonight.
Man, oh man, I can't wait. I've heard, I think it was Tim Bontemps say from ESPN say this is the most anticipated NBA final in 10 seasons, going back to LeBron against the Golden State Warriors. I think I have to agree. I agree. I can't. This is pure cinema. I cannot wait to sit down and watch this one. I got the over tonight for what it's worth.
All right.
And by the way, I gave out the under. I said I gave out. I told you what I'm going to do. I'm not telling you what you should do. But I gave out. I said I was taking the under in Game 7.
Yeah.
Under 212.5. Vassell has a dunk with 0 time left that didn't mean anything to bust it.
So you're pissed off.
I was. All right. ESPN launched their initial NFL analytics forecast for the season. What did the computers say about the Broncos? That's next.
A President's Trophy, a Stanley Cup, and 10 years behind the bench. But after a sweep by Vegas, what's next for Jared Bednar?
This feels like, to me, they're working on an extension. That's what it feels like. Like working on an extension, taking some time, and then when they have the big announcement, it's not only Jared Bednar's back. We've extended Jared Bednar. This is a Colorado Avalanche team that was the best in hockey last year, and we're looking forward to pursuing and chasing a Stanley Cup.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
We've got unbelievable prices on appliances this Memorial Day. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. We're talking stainless dishwashers starting at just $369, chest freezers for $199, or an entire stainless steel kitchen for only $19.99. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. Hurry in. Memorial Day savings are going on now at Mountain High Appliance. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
The new 2026 Honda CR-V was made for Colorado, and Champ Honda is the place to get one. Whether you're navigating city streets or heading up to the mountains, the CR-V delivers the comfort and capability you need for all of it. Champ Honda has the largest inventory since before COVID, so you have plenty of great options to choose from. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you know you'll be treated fairly with no games or hidden charges. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
If you're practicing real estate in Denver but still not getting the results you want, listen up. Agents who are winning in this market aren't guessing. They've got the right training, the right systems, and the right support. And that's exactly what you get at Weikert Realtors Professionals. Proven strategies to win more listings, technology that keeps you connected anywhere, and coaching that actually helps you close. Take your business to the next level. Call Tim Davis at Weikert Realtors Professionals at 303-302-4000. Each Weikert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, it's Mike Evans.
means restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Spring dust, pollen, and debris clog Denver's ACs. Fix It 24/7 Spring AC Deep Clean removes buildup. First-time customers pay $39. Look now at fixmyhome.com before summer heat hits.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, halfway home here on a Wednesday. And what does that mean, Phil?
You're closer to the weekend than the start of the week or than Monday.
That's right.
I'm getting better at it.
That's right. That's right. Once you get in that first minute in the 4 o'clock hour on a Wednesday, you are officially, I'm talking like, collectively, we're closer to Friday than Monday. All right. Real quick, ESPN. All right, they put out their analytics and the forecast, ESPN's Football Power Index. Do you remember this?
I do.
FPI?
I do. Are we going to like them? Are we going to hate them? Like, what's the deal?
You can find out here in about 12 seconds. Before we get to that, guys, I got to tell you, summer's here. What does that mean? It's the brouhaha. It's back. We're doing 3 stops this year. We already did 1, so there's just 2 left. Join us Friday, June 12th from 2 to 6 p.m. as we head up north. We love going up north. It's a little bit of a drive for us, but we don't do it a lot, and we love being up there.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it. And we're going to be up north for our next stop at the Glen Bar and Grill in North Glen. The last time we were there, you guys showed out. We want to see those same faces and bring a friend. All right.
And they bring a friend, too.
That's right.
And they bring a friend.
That's right.
There we go.
That might be one of those where I tell the wife I'm hanging out after the show.
It's a great hang, right?
Yes.
It's fun. Get a beer right after, or if you don't drink, get you a soda pop, whatever you want.
Yes.
They have.
Yes. All right. Shifting gears, the ESPN Football Power Index, they launched their initial analytics and the forecast for the season. So we know the odds makers have the Broncos, believe it or not, as now the 13th most likely team to win the Super Bowl. 13th, behind the likes of the Rams, the Bills. I don't know why Buffalo's there at number 2, but they are.
It's you. You're happy. You're like, I know why. It's
what?
Josh.
No.
It's Josh's time to shine.
They're paper tigers. They get beat every single season in the postseason. Vegas should know better by now. The Rams, number 1. Buffalo, number 2. Baltimore, number 3. Another quizzical selection.
yeah. I'm not going to argue with you on that. They have to do it, or it's going to be like, Lamar, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I think he's under the most pressure of any quarterback in the NFL.
As he should be, right? You have MVPs, like you have all these wins, but yet you haven't even sniffed the Super Bowl.
No. Seattle is after Baltimore in terms of Super Bowl odds. Kansas City ahead of the Denver Broncos. Philly, New England. The Chargers have better Super Bowl odds than the Denver Broncos. The Packers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Houston Texans, the Detroit Lions all have better Super Bowl odds.
The disrespect.
Than these Denver Broncos. Well, what do the computers say? Maybe that'll make us feel better.
All right, what does the computer say? What does AI say?
All right. See if they can beat 13. ESPN's Football Power Index, where they gather every data point known to man concerning the game of football, put it in a simulator and simulate the season 100,000 times. The initial forecast has the Denver Broncos as the 15th best team in the NFL.
So they took a step back.
Correct. Even worse than the odds. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Here's the explanation. See if it makes sense to you. And they gave Denver their own blurb in this article, which was on the front page of ESPN.com. They got their own blurb in terms of like explaining why.
Well, it better be a great explanation because that's crazy. Crazy talk.
All right, you be the judge. Ready? Denver is coming off a very impressive season, but the FPI believes regression is coming. One major red flag was the Broncos' 12-3 record, including playoffs in one-score games last season, a rate that is unlikely to continue. That's not something the FPI explicitly considers, but it is the sort of thing the betting market might, which in turn affects FPI. Also, like Seattle, Denver is led by a stellar defense. And even though that unit looks good again on paper, odds are it won't be quite as good as it was in 2025. Plus, with the like with Mahomes, there is some Bo Nix injury risk, baked in after the quarterback had a second procedure on his right ankle in April. End quote. Does it make enough sense to you? Or it's just not computing?
I mean, I understand why they put some of that in there, like Bo Nix's injury, the defense being top 5 for 3 straight years, because they would be 3 straight years that they do it. But I have to disagree with what the computer is saying. Yes, there may be a regression. The Denver Broncos will not win 14 games. They're allowed to, but they won't because of their schedule. But I had them, and we did this exercise maybe a month ago or a little bit, maybe 2 weeks ago about where do we have the Denver Broncos to win the wins and losses. And I had the Denver Broncos, I want to say, winning 11 games. Maybe it was 12, and you had 11. One of the
I ended up 11.
Okay, so I had 12.
Yep.
So, yes, you regress a little bit. But actually, you're more believable because you're playing against a tougher schedule. You're beating tougher teams. You're more battle-tested, and you have those scars that you accumulated, so you're ready to go. So that's why I had, before the Rams decided to make that mega trade, I had the Denver Broncos being the favorite to win the damn thing. Now the Rams decided, hey, look, we're going to really go all in and bring Myles Garrett here. So now the Rams are the favorite. I'm gonna admit the Rams are the favorite
in
now.
Phil's power rankings.
In my power
Broncos
rankings.
are no longer number 1.
No, they're number 2.
They're number 2. Okay.
But I think that the Broncos are going to have a great year because they're a team that has been put together, won by George and Sean, but it's the same team for a second straight year, even a third straight year when it comes to the trenches with the offense and defensive line. All right, you're bringing back someone like J.K. Dobbins, who you're hoping can stay healthy, adding someone like Coleman, the young rookie, to come in and maybe give more carries inside the trenches. And then you added Jalen Waddle. That was a big trade for us, Z. And adding that dynamic receiver on the outside to complement Cortland Sutton, that's what you're looking for. And Bo Nix to take that next step in his
That's
in
a big
year
key
3,
right there. That's a big key.
You can have an injury. Everybody can get hurt. Anybody can get hurt. I'm not looking at it like that. I'm looking at it when Bo Nix is on that football field. Is he taking the next step as a quarterback, as an elite quarterback? That means staying in the pocket. That means being more accurate with the football. And then, of course, he's still going to have to run.
And also just more consistent.
That's it.
When Bo's at his best and his highs, they're as good as anyone in the NFL. But it's just about ironing it out. And can you be that? You know, it kind of reminds me of Wyndham Clark. Okay. Wyndham Clark here from Colorado.
Yeah.
When Wyndham Clark is having his best day, he's as good as anyone in professional golf. But he's so up and down and disjointed. You know it's there, but it's like, can you figure out the consistency part? That's with Bo Nix as well.
Do you agree? Do you agree with the computer?
No, I don't. I don't have them, as high as you do in your power rankings.
Number 2, baby.
They wouldn't be number 2 most likely to win the Super Bowl in my opinion, but they're also not 15th, and I think it lives somewhere probably in between. So, all right, shifting gears, recent history suggests the Broncos could make a tough call on someone this summer, and I have a name in mind. We'll get to it next.
Summer is calling, and we're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, pop-up tent, and Bluetooth speaker. Oh, and did we mention you also get a $250 gift card to fill up that cooler? Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. We'll see you at the lake. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece, all right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Recent history suggests the Broncos could make a tough call on someone this summer. We'll talk about that here in about 10 seconds. Guys, summer is calling. We're sending you to the lake in style. Download the Denver Sports app to enter our Day at the Lake contest for your chance to win everything you need for that perfect lake day. You get 2 paddle boards, 2 chairs, a cooler, a pop-up tent, a Bluetooth speaker, and a $250 gift card. Download the Denver Sports app now and enter today. So we've seen the Denver Broncos, for better or for worse, make a trade in the summer with a pass catcher.
Yeah.
All right.
2 straight years.
2 straight years. We saw Tim Patrick dealt to the Detroit Lions. We saw Devon Vele dealt to the New Orleans Saints. And again, I say for better or for worse, like obviously, I did not like the Vele trade, right? And still don't. I was going back and forth with Cecil.
You
got me yelling now.
Oh, yeah, you were upset. I mean, it was during our show, right?
We
were coming from the facility because they had camp on here, and you actually said, hey, there is 0%. I don't think you said 0, but you were dramatic with it. That Vele is not getting moved. Sure enough, throughout that show,
yes, it was
we
like
get
2
an
segments
update.
later,
You
dude.
know, update that Vele was traded.
And so because, and that's why I say for better or for worse, I didn't like that one, all right? The Tim Patrick one, I actually didn't really like that one either, you know, honestly, because I thought he was having a good camp. But regardless, the Broncos are going to do whatever they think is best for the team, all right? And considering that precedent that has been set, and considering a blockbuster trade for another wide receiver, everyone moves down the totem pole a bit following the arrival of Jalen Waddle. And I think this is relevant for Marvin Mims. And this is not, hey, you got to trade Marvin Mims. Obviously, he's got a real skill set. You know, he's an all-pro in the kicking, kick return game. And when he flashes, boy, he can burn bright. I mean, it's a starburst. But they haven't been able to unlock him on a regular basis. He's now pushed down that totem pole. What he has is what Waddle also has.
Speed.
Yep. So there could be some redundancy there. And he's also going into the final year of his contract. And so it's one of these things where, is he in your extension plans? Because if he's not, the Broncos may pick up the phone and get draft capital for him.
Well, Z, if Marvin Mims is not in their extension plans, then the Denver Broncos, they need to pick up the phone and make the move. One, he's a hot commodity when it comes to the kick return, and the punt return game. All right, you turn on his film, and when he does get the opportunity and he's out there for more than just 2 plays, he makes big-time plays. For example, the playoffs against the Buffalo Bills, comes up big and actually has the game-winning touchdown where Bo Nix hits him on the left side on a fade route. Mims catches a beautiful pass.
That was a beautiful ball.
And the rest is history. So if you don't have plans to use Marvin Mims, knowing that he has 1 year left on his contract, then you can move him, and maybe you can get a third and let's just say a fifth and a fifth for Mims because he's young. He's 24 years old. He still has a lot left in the tank. And a coach can say, you know what? They haven't unlocked this man just yet. And as long as he can get on that football field and we give him more opportunities, maybe he'll make everybody pay and he'll be a really good asset for us. So if you don't think Mims is going to be in the plan, then you move him. But what I think is going to happen is Mims is going to get moved, but it has to come down to Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant to beat Mims out for that number 3 spot. If Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin both beat Mims out and Mims is just there, then you have George saying, well, let's just try to get something for Mims because he's hot right now.
Well, I don't anything is possible, but I actually don't think that Mims is competing to be the third receiver.
What do you think he's competing for then? You're always competing now.
No, for sure. And that's what they'll say, of course, that it's all competition. But I think that job is between Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin.
So then why have Mims on the roster? I mean, why spend a second-round draft pick on Marvin Mims when he's not in your vision and it's really between Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant?
Well, I just think that I don't think Mims is a consistent route runner. And when I see how the Broncos have not used Mims, for 3 years now, I just don't have enough body of evidence to say, yeah, like after 3 years of being unable to unlock him on an even relatively consistent basis, that he's just going to jump up to the third receiver, where Troy Franklin took that big step from year 1 to year 2, and Pat Bryant is firmly in the vision, and I think validated most of the season, that vision. And I just think of that Buffalo game. How did that start? It was Pat Bryant to start the game. That was the first 15. That's the vision right there. And so considering both of those two things for Franklin and Pat Bryant, I think that all that put together, it paints a picture. It paints a picture. And when Waddle got here, that was the one guy. When we did the segment, who does this impact the most?
We said Mims.
It was Marvin Mims. And so again, and someone says, "Hey, have you guys ever heard of injuries?" Well, of course. Look, the Broncos were banged up at receiver last year down the stretch, but they still traded Devon Vele before the season ever started. So,
and you also have to think it might not be about George and Sean wanting to make the move. Maybe it is Marvin Mims. Maybe it's Mims saying, "Look, there's no vision for me here. I'm not going to play in that number 3 spot. I know that. It's Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant. I don't want to just be a return guy. You're wasting my time. I'm 24 years old. I want to get paid. So send me somewhere where they're going to value me a little bit more. Sometimes it's on the player saying, I want out. I don't want to be in this predicament. I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I want an opportunity and start fresh somewhere else.
That's a great point. Because if you're him, you kind of see some of the writing on the wall.
You would think. You would think. I know I would.
And he's been asked about it. It was one of the it was Vic.
Yes.
It was our guy Vic across the street, and he was just
I'm just asking.
They had Marvin Mims on as a guest at the Nuggets game, and he's like, "Hey, let's be honest." He's like, "Jalen Waddle does exactly what you do." Thoughts? It's like,
honest, you're not playing over Jalen Waddle.
And so, so I mean, from the moment the trade happened, like, and I'm sure, like, people who close to him, like, dude, how do you feel about this? He was just asked about it again recently at an event that he was at. So, yeah, who knows how this is going to go? But if I had to bet right now, and you're not going to become a better football team watching him go. No. But at the same time, it is a business, and we've seen the Broncos do this. And I think it would be a question like, just how much do they value him in the return game? And do they think they could have someone else be 80% of what he is? Not a one-to-one replacement, but find someone who's 80% of what he is and get some draft capital in return. Because you might get a third-round pick for him. Maybe it's a fourth, and I'm thinking too lofty, but you could get something. You're going to get something. He's a good football.
I think it's a third. I think you're going to get third, not just a third, a fifth as well, because he is only 24 years old. He was an all-pro kick returner, and he brings more to the table. And it's the highlights, all right? When he does get the opportunity, he makes big-time plays.
Yeah.
And everybody wants a big-time play receiver.
I wish we weren't even having the conversation, but a part of the reason we are is a product of them not unlocking him on an even semi-regular basis. All right, if you want to react to that conversation, feel free to jump in. RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043, as well as our YouTube chat presented by Champ Honda. All right, the Broncos made a decision to give PS2 a bonus for millions of dollars before his contract extension ever kicked in. I can think of 2 guys who are watching that closely, and we'll talk about it next.
Parents, looking for a fun way to get your kid active this summer?
Are you kidding me?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan's 3rd annual Be a Mentor, Be a Fan Youth Football Camp is back. Brought to you by Walmart. Saturday, June 27th at Denver South High School's All-City Stadium. Your child, ages 8 to 14, will learn the fundamentals of football in a safe, hands-on environment from people who played the game at the highest level. We're talking former Denver Broncos Mark Schlereth, Phillip Lindsay, and Brandon Stokely, along with a trusted coaching staff from Denver South. And every dollar raised goes to Big Brothers Big Sisters of Colorado. So your family is giving back just by showing up. Sign up today at DenverSports.com/camp. That's DenverSports.com/camp.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Zach here. Are you seeing cracks in your home's drywall or foundation? Call Homestrong. Their highly qualified technicians provide free inspections and quotes. With 20-plus years experience in the foundation repair and concrete industry, one thing is certain. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Ent is becoming Wings. It's a big change. But we're not changing the way we show up for our communities, or our personal service, or the people who provide it. We're not changing locations. We're not even replacing the coffee machine. But we are changing our name. We'll probably even get some new pens. It'll be a big day for pen people. Ent Credit Union, insured by NCUA.
Has your doctor told you it's time to lose weight? Is your blood pressure up? Your cholesterol keeps climbing? Or you're already on medication and wondering, is this just my life now? Or been told you need a procedure or surgery, but you have to lose weight first? That's where most people get stuck. At Colorado Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days without injections, prepackaged meals, or extreme workouts. But more importantly, we help you keep it off so you're not stuck wondering what problem is next. Imagine lowering your blood pressure, improving your health, and taking pressure off your joints. Because if nothing changes, it's usually more medication or bigger problems down the road, especially if you have a family history of health issues or feeling the effects of getting older.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I lost 30 pounds in just 7 weeks, and I've been able to keep the weight off, and I'm telling you what, I feel great.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free consultation. Call and take control of your health. Go to coloradofatloss.com. That's coloradofatloss.com. Results may vary.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-2013 or biglou.com.
Flatland Cavalry. Shane Smith and the Saints. Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, Saturday, June 20th. Get your tickets now at AXS.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Denver Broncos made a decision to give Pat Surtain a bonus for millions of dollars before his contract extension ever kicked in.
Pay that man.
Man, oh man.
And keep paying him.
It's pretty unusual, isn't it?
It is. It really is to not have your contract that you just got hasn't kicked in yet. You're going to be making so much money. And then you have your boss that says, hey, come back down to the office. Just because I love you and I enjoy being around you, I'm going to give you $5 million more. That's very unusual for anybody to just cough up $5 million when you've already had a contract and that guy hasn't even kicked in and hasn't even had the money yet for that contract.
Yeah, it's unusual. Like we've seen like bonuses. I remember Chris Harris when you were with the Broncos.
19.
You know, he was like Pro Bowl again, and he was under contract. The Broncos like gave him $2.5 million. Just make him feel good. Make him feel good.
Damn.
And for PS2, and he's got an opportunity to make 5 more. So you get the 5 more guaranteed just because. Enjoy. And then if you play as good as you've been playing, you're going to earn actually 10 more in total. And obviously, the Broncos didn't just wake up and do this, right? This is PS2's agent.
You would think. There has to be some type of little issue there. Not necessarily an issue, but a conversation that's being had saying, hey, look, my guy is the best corner in the league. If not one of the best corner in the leagues, his money isn't looking like that. Give him a little pay bump. Right? Like, raise the price a little bit.
Yeah, and his agent is a Tory Dandy of CAA. And if you're Tory Dandy, it's like, okay, yeah, at the time that we did the deal, he was the highest paid. It lasted for like 5 minutes. Now he's not in the top 5. I mean, who makes more than him? It's Derek Stingley Jr. makes more. J.C. Horn.
Trent McDuffie. Sauce Gardner. Jalen Ramsey.
I can't believe Jalen Ramsey.
I know.
That one is nuts to me.
Jalen Ramsey, I mean, I want his agent.
So
Surtain, no, I like you, Mike. No, I'll take that back. I like you, Mike.
Surtain signed a 4-year, $96 million contract. And so do you think that sends a message? I've heard a lot of that. Hey, it sends a good message to the locker room.
Definitely sends a message to the locker room saying, hey, if you go out there and you perform, head down, we will reward you. If we like you and you're doing your part, we're going to try to keep you. As a general manager, that's how you earn respect. And now everybody wants to be a part of the Denver Broncos because, one, they know they'll be taken care of by the general manager and the money and stuff, but also like ownership. The ownership's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure the players are happy. And if you're a drafted player, you're looking at this opportunity saying, okay, Nick Bonito was drafted, he got paid. PS2 was drafted, he got paid. So if I go out there and ball out, I'm for sure going to get my money. And that's all you're looking for. I know for me personally, I was undrafted, but I ended up making the Denver Broncos team. And I remember my agent, Mike McCartney, saying this to me, hey, Phil, this is the best opportunity for you to make the team. But I will tell you this, if you ball out in those 3 years, it's going to be the hardest contract to negotiate because Elway is just hard to negotiate with. And so I wasn't thinking of it. For me, it's like, dude, I'm just trying to make the practice squad. Sure enough, I have two really good years. My agent tries to get me a contract in the 3rd year, and Elway wasn't budging. Now, with this general manager, Sean Payton, George Payton, and what they do, they value their players. They want to pay their players.
Sure.
Give them a reason to pay you, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, it sends a good message to the locker room, but it also indirectly sends another message. You mentioned Nick Bonito. Like, if you're Nick Bonito and you got your contract and you go out and have 15 sacks and you're 2nd in the NFL in sacks, say you're 1st. Like, does this, and I'm not trying to spin this, positive story for PS2 and the message to the locker room into a negative, but just like using my brain here, if you're Nick Bonito and you see PS2 set the market and then come back and ask for more money before the contract ever kicks in, if he goes out and balls out, it's like, well, I just saw you do it with Pat Surtain. I'm an edge rusher. I get after the quarterback. Like, can I have more cheese on my Whopper?
Why would you not? It's like you did it for PS2. You can do it for me. Another one could be someone like, let's just say, Cortland Sutton. He's getting up there in age, but he has Jalen Waddle on the other side. And in Court's head, he's probably like, you brought in Jalen Waddle to replace me. But if Cortland Sutton ends up being the number one receiver again and goes over 1,000 yards, he may be asking for a little bit of a pay raise because you put an obstacle in my way and I was able to overcome that. So every player is going to be looking at this like, hey, I'm going to want more money if I do well this year.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned Cortland because I didn't think of Cortland. I thought of Waddle. Because, I'm listening to Mike Kliss earlier this week, why they really invested in Waddle. It had to do a lot with...
It's about the contract. When these trades are made, the compensation takes into account the contract. The Broncos liked Waddle's contract. He has 2 more years where he's the 22nd highest paid receiver in the league.
So they part of their calculus of making that trade is because, he's 22nd paid guy in the league. If Waddle balls out, and he's like, hold on a second, you guys traded a first-round pick for me. I just saw you do it with Surtain. I don't want to be the 22nd paid wide receiver. You know I'm not.
I'm a top 20 receiver. I'm a top 5 receiver, baby. Pay me.
He's not top 5, but if he goes crazy, like again, it sort of sets kind of a precedent.
It does. It does.
So I'm just interested to see how that develops over time.
Well, so if for Greg Penner, it's like you can't be mad when these players do come back to the table and say they want more because you're watching PS2 do it, and there's other guys that are going to do well this year, they're going to feel like they're being underpaid, which still, to me, it's like, man, they're making millions and millions of dollars, but hey, when you can get it, you can get it. Strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, it's all relative. It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but it's all relative, and that's the world that they're operating in, and interested to see how, like I said, that develops over time. All right, shifting gears, what do we make of the big picture decision Jamal Murray recently made? And also, I think there's the 3 biggest questions in Denver sports, all right? But one of them is new, and we'll talk about it as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Thunder and Spurs are loaded, and the Nuggets might need Payton Watson to keep pace. But re-signing him could push Denver past the second tax apron. So, how does Denver thread the needle?
He can't go anywhere. There's a lot of different ways for them to be able to keep Payton Watson. You don't want to go into the second apron. Okay, we don't want to do that. So that's a non-starter.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Memorial Day savings are going on now at Mountain High Appliances Clearance Center. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president and founder of Mountain High Appliance. Save up to 60% on brand new appliances from Bosch, GE, LG, KitchenAid, and more. Amazing savings on out-of-box, discontinued, and floor models. Plus, we'll match any local competitor's price. Visit us today and experience the difference.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
That sound your grandkids make when they really want something. Let's see if I can do it. This is Jay Rickstrew for Alpine Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Please. That's how mine sound anyway, and this summer they're hoping for a pool. I don't know about that, but I do know this. New and exciting things can happen this season. Opportunities are all around us, like visiting local farmers markets and listening to outdoor concerts. Having friends over for a barbecue is fun. Ferris wheel rides and county fairs. However your family spends the summer, Alpine Bank hopes it's a fantastic one. We'll see you out and about. Probably at the local pool because that backyard pool seems like a stretch. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
If you're looking for an SUV that's ready for anything Colorado throws at you, Champ Honda has you covered with the 2026 Honda Passport. It's bold, rugged, and built for the adventurer in all of us. Whether it's a mountain trail or a Monday morning commute, the 2026 Passport can handle it with ease. And with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, you get a fair price up front, one advisor from start to finish, and way less time at the dealership. And remember, they never charge dealer handling fees.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Wednesday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. We've covered a lot of ground today. And before we continue, got to tell you that next week, man, this is crazy. Next week, we are doing the 100 holes of golf for kids. All right, we'll get into the Jamal Murray stuff here in 60 seconds. So you guys have heard me talk about this. We are helping out a nonprofit called Recruiting Classroom, which helps disadvantaged kids, play sports in a way that they otherwise would not. All right, it's near and dear to my heart. I had a helping hand like this from a nonprofit when I was a teenager. Growing up, being raised by a single mom, and they sent me away to a sleepaway camp for a week. It changed my summer, and then I've also felt the sting of what it feels like to not do what I want to do with sports. We wanted to play hockey. And I was probably, 12, something like that, and in love with hockey at the time.
Yeah.
Wanted to play, totaled up the cost at Play It Again Sports and all that equipment in addition to the cost of the league. It just wasn't in the cards. So I didn't get to play a sport that I really, really, really wanted to play.
You thought you were going to be a part of the River Rats, right?
Yes, it was the Albany River Rats. Good memory.
Yeah.
The AHL team that I grew up rooting like crazy for. So I have literally felt the benefit of a nonprofit helping me, and I have felt the sting of disappointment and not being financially able to do what I wanted to do as a family at the time. And Recruiting Classroom, they're out to change that. They are making meaningful strides in our community, helping kids. I see it. I'm literally watching it throughout this year where this money goes to. So I'm going to play 100 holes of golf. If you want to support me and little Zach, right? And maybe you experienced this growing up. And so just think about you putting that golf club in a kid's hand that otherwise wouldn't have it. You handing that hockey stick to a kid that otherwise wouldn't have it. So please support this. ZachCares.com. ZachCares.com. If you donate $25 or more, I'm going to give you a shout out on the radio, and we've been doing that throughout the week. I have 2 more to give a little bit later in the show, which we will do, but would love your guys' support on that. Okay, we wanted to get to this yesterday. We got so caught up. The decision that Jamal Murray recently made, Jamal Murray will not represent Team Canada at this summer's World Cup qualifiers. No big deal, right? Well, it's just interesting. So the Nuggets guard was left off the roster that was announced Monday. And it turns out, we believe this was a very late development. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about why here in just a second. But what's also interesting is Team Canada is like laying down the gauntlet. If you want to play in the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, all right, you have to play in events like World Cup qualifiers. They're not the first team to do this, all right? And this was what it sounded like earlier this week when the Canadian national coach, Gordie Herbert, and the general manager of that team, Rowan Barrett, were sitting down and Jamal Murray's name came up. Man, I know you're not going to see it right now, but 85% of language, nonverbal, it was not good with the energy.
Very awkward.
It was. This is what it sounded like, though.
Just to be brutally honest with you, if guys don't commit this summer, they're not in. We can't. We got too short of a period of trying to bring guys in and guys out. And when I was with Germany, I think we had 6 or 7 NBA guys. 3 guys didn't come, didn't want to come. All of a sudden, they want to come year 2. Sorry.
Jamal Murray, obviously the name not that you didn't mention there. Is he part of that group of 50 that had committed for the quad that you said you could pull from? And is there a path for him to be there in LA?
No, Jamal Murray is not committed to the program, to playing moving forward. As I said, this is a guy that's been playing for Canada since he was a child. He's got tremendous desire, for the country. But as I shared before, sometimes there's things going on, with the athletes that prevent them from doing that. So no, he's not in that group of 50.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
I want to be clear. I don't care about Team Canada. I have really little to no interest.
USA. Yeah, I mean it's for them.
Yeah. So, but I think it's worth at least discussing, and that's really all I want to do. There's no grand statements here. There's no
Why do you think Jamal Murray decided to opt out of this at this moment? Right, he's been doing this. He's been with the Canadian team all his life.
Yeah.
Now is the time where you're coming off your best year yet.
Right.
And now you're deciding you don't want to play for Team Canada. Why?
I don't know. Let me just start there. I don't know. And it's also Olympics that's going to be played here in the United States.
Yeah, this is
it's going to be a huge deal. It's going to be a huge, huge deal. And they want a 3-year commitment. They're not getting it from Jamal. If I were to guess, I think there has been a fractured relationship with he and Team Canada. And is it the coaching staff? I think it could be. Is it between other players? I think it could be. And it's interesting, there's this Canadian basketball account on social media called True North, and they said, and all they do is follow Canadian basketball, and it says, go figure. As Gord Herbert stated in the press conference, he wants players who really want to be there. This half-in, half-out drama around Jamal Murray really hurt the 2024 Olympic team. And if you remember, Phil, he was there, but he left the team.
Yeah.
And then he came back and wasn't playing well. The coaching staff actually benched him. He was coming off the bench as an NBA champion.
He wasn't healthy too, right? He was limping around. Is this when we saw footage of him limping around during practice, and we would come back and talk about it?
Yes, and this is the off season where the Denver Nuggets were bounced by Minnesota, and Jamal Murray was throwing the heat pack onto the court and storming off without talking to the media and all that stuff. And then then that offseason came, and it was one of the uglier stories to come out of the Olympics was just how bad Jamal Murray looked playing basketball. And I think that there's ill will, built up. And Jamal, man, you want to know, he's so interesting because I've said this about Jamal in the past. He is a bit of an enigma of a personality.
Yeah.
And he often can be his most rude to people when things are going the best for him.
Which is odd. It's an odd thing to do where it's like, hey, you're finally doing well. People are praising you, and you're going to belittle them. You're going to push their head down. I never understood that. And it's not just him. There's people out there that do it all the time. That's just his character.
Well, I don't know why he does that. And I don't like it. It's unbecoming. I'll just say that it's unbecoming. He'll have a great game, and then he'll pull out his phone and turn on the MMA during the press conference and watch his phone. He'll have a great game, and then he'll bring food into the press conference and eat, and he's chewing through your.
Oh, you just jealous because you didn't have some of that food right there. You're like, what you eating, Jamal?
And he can be belittling and stuff,
Yeah,
but
for
it
sure.
almost always comes when times are good for him. It's just a weird reaction and just a bizarre personality quality. And I wonder. I'm saying that to mention that he just had his best season. He just had his all-NBA season and all-star season.
Yes.
And if you look back to that experience with Team Canada, it wasn't good. And based on the stuff I was just saying, how he can be when things are going well, maybe this is his way, and I'm totally speculating, but his way of punishing either the coaches for Team Canada or his teammates.
But when you think if that's the case and it's like he's punishing them or he thinks he's punishing them, he's only hurting himself.
Maybe so.
This is only going to affect him because if he's not going to go to Team Canada and just do the workout, all you have to think of is hey, you're playing basketball.
Yeah.
You're working out
Yeah.
for a living. That's what you would be doing.
Sure.
But now, what are you going to be doing? Just sitting there?
Well, I would say this. Let me turn the coin over. Maybe he says, I just had the best season I've ever had. Whatever I did last year, I'm doing it again.
Yes.
I'm not letting you guys and this schedule, this 3-year commitment you're asking from me, I'm not letting that disrupt me.
And usually athletes do that. I know I had to have a schedule, and when it worked, I'm going to stick with it. Right? I'm going to stick with what works to get me ready for the regular season. So maybe that's what Jamal Murray is doing.
It could be. Maybe it's, hey, no, my daughter now, I want to be, I'm not doing, it could be a litany of things. But here's what I know. Basketball players play basketball. Unlike any other sport, football players don't play football games in the offseason.
Oh.
Hockey players don't play hockey games in the offseason.
They just drink all day.
Maybe. Baseball players don't play full baseball games in the offseason. Basketball is the only sport, they say hoopers hoop, it's the only sport where the guys play the game to stay sharp and not just do skill work. I mean, obviously they do the skill work, but they play games. And so my one thing is, it's if you're going to play games, this is the best opportunity for you to stay in that tip-top shape in a structured environment against other awesome NBA players like Dylan Brooks and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA will be there.
It's competition.
Right.
Competing. That's all you want. So I'm not going to die on the hill I'm mad and I'm angry that Jamal Murray is not going to play for Team Canada. I don't really care. As long as Jamal Murray is putting in that work and he doesn't come back from offseason looking like a fat cat,
right,
we're going to be just fine.
Right.
That's it, Z.
Well, I hope we don't see that. I thought the story was just worth mentioning. And I said this too. It appears like he has spurned Team Canada. And I say that because, dude, he's in all the promotional posters and stuff.
Yeah.
So it appears that he withdrew pretty late. So, again, what does it mean? I don't know. I really don't. But I think it's I just find it interesting. It's just I don't think it's a big deal at all. I don't care about Team Canada.
Not yet,
I
though,
care
Z.
about the Denver Nuggets.
Exactly right. And we just got done talking about it, and I said it. Like, as long as he is doing his part in working and getting ready to help win another championship, that's all I care about. But if it's because, hey, I had a long season and I want to reward myself by going out there and having fun and being with my family, which you should do, and party a little bit if you want to do that. But
Sure.
when it's time to refocus,
Right.
it's time to refocus, because now you have to go out there and do it again. Now we know what you're capable of doing. It can't be a one-hit wonder type of deal. Like, you have to go out there and do the same thing you did this year again, and then do it again, because that's what great players do.
Well, we'll see how it all shakes out. I will say this, and I have to get this thought out of my head, and I'm just being real when I say it. I have not heard one single idea when it comes to the Denver Nuggets that I thought was like a really awesome idea to get them back to championship contention.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it. And it's a bit discouraging, and we'll see how this offseason truly unfolds. Whether they try to get below the tax. I know we've talked a lot about that. Could Jamal Murray get traded? I think, and I know I've said this before, but it's the most meaningful lever that you can pull to try to get back to championship relevancy. Because right now the Nuggets are not relevant to championship conversations.
Well,
They're first round out.
If you trade Jamal, you will get under the tax.
Oh, for sure.
So you're able to do that, right? You're
Yeah.
able to get under the tax and then maybe help yourself by getting a couple other players that can help you try to get to a championship now.
I just watched that Western Conference Finals, and I'm like,
It's not even close, Z.
like, I just don't know. Like, the defense that is being played in the modern NBA is smothering and stifling. And I just don't think you're going to win an NBA championship when your two best players are your two worst defenders. I'll continue to say that.
Speaking of defense, Z, there's a guy that you said might come on the show tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, here soon.
Oh, yes.
That plays really, really good defense.
Yes.
Won a championship.
Next week, Derek White is going to be joining our show. I believe the day will be Tuesday, reacting to Game 3 on Monday night.
All right.
So
Derek
White, another hometown hero, another CU buff.
Yes, sir.
I know he's a big fan of yours.
I like me some Derek White, man, and he does play really good defense.
Oh, my
We all
gosh.
know that.
Derek White.
Bring him as a Denver Nugget. We're good.
Dude, you talk about a player. He's much like Aaron Gordon in this sense. He fits in with every single team in the NBA. Like, he's a chess piece. He's a queen. You move him anywhere around that chessboard. That's who Derek White is. He'll be on the show next week. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARSFM Laramie. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about, ZB. You didn't
Come on.
forget it this time.
Come on.
I had you on the ropes yesterday.
I didn't forget it ever. I didn't forget it ever.
You was quiet for a second. You did that dramatic pause.
You know I love a dramatic pause. That's all I was doing.
Oh yeah, I like to do it too sometimes.
That's all. So shifting gears here, the biggest question in Denver sports.
Yeah.
The biggest single question for me.
Denver sports.
In all of Denver sports, in terms of the big 4 pro sports teams here in town. I believe the biggest question in Denver sports is Bo Nix ankles.
Just Bo Nix ankles.
Yes.
Not that the Denver Broncos are they going to win a Super Bowl this year? Do they have enough? It's Bo Nix ankles.
Yeah, I think that's a more pressing question.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that every year you go into a Broncos season when they have a good team, it's like, hey, are they good enough to win the Super Bowl? But what has gone on with Bo Nix ankles? 5 separate ankle surgeries is highly unusual. It just derailed a trip to the Super Bowl in the most literal sense. I think it's a big deal. I've heard a lot of there's nothing to see here. Everything's going to be fine. Maybe it will. Hopefully it will. But Bo's a big deal. Therefore, I believe his ankles are a big deal. He's missing the entire offseason. And so for me, that is 1A, the biggest question facing Denver sports.
You know what? I'm not going to have a lot of pushback with that. Bo Nix must stay healthy this year. Now, Bo Nix was able to stay healthy throughout the whole regular season and then got hurt in the playoffs. But if he can stay healthy this year and take that next step as a quarterback, staying in the pocket. We talk about all the time, rhythm, processing, but also being accurate with the football. Then yes, we do have a chance to win a Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl. Winning is one thing, but getting to the Super Bowl. But if Bo Nix cannot stay healthy, and let's just say it is the ankle, man, we're going to have a lot of serious questions being asked and a bunch of going back and forth. And Z, you trying to tell everybody, I told you so.
I'm not going to be rubbing it in anyone's face. I mean,
nobody wants to do it because of injury.
No. But I have raised my hand. I think the highest here. Certainly at the station, maybe in the market, saying I'm concerned about this.
Yeah, you're doing jumping jacks every day. Hey, I'm concerned.
And if it happens for a sixth time and they're going to I'm pulling the fire alarm. There's a massive decision on Bo Nix that is a year away.
Yeah.
Are you going to give this guy $250 million? And so that for me is the biggest question facing Denver sports. I think arguably, and that's arguable too, but I think arguably the second biggest question facing Denver sports is, will Nikola Jokic sign his extension? Now, I think we know the answer to the question, so it's maybe not as pressing as the Bo Nix question, because I think he's going to sign it. I think he's going to be a Denver Nugget for life. But until he signs it, I just,
So you're still questioning it?
No, it needs to be signed. That's all. It's just got to be signed. I think he's going to sign. I mean, he's with Kroenke at Arsenal game last week.
Yeah, it's going to get done.
He's going to sign it, but until it gets signed officially, the most accomplished player in the history of this market by MVPs certainly, a champion certainly. Until he signs it, that's going to be a question. It's less pressing because, again, I think we know the answer to it.
Well, for me, it's a Denver Nuggets question, and it's with Jokic. It has to do with Jokic, but it also has to do with Josh Kroenke. My question is, what are you going to do to keep this championship window open? Are you going to pay everybody so that you can keep AG, Cam Johnson, CB, Peyton Watson, Jamal Murray, Jokic together? Are you going to make a couple moves and pay some other guys that are high-caliber players that can help you win a championship? Right now, we have a chance to still be in that window because of Jokic. What are you going to do about it, Josh Kroenke?
That's fair. Beyond that, I think the next biggest question, so we disagree maybe a little bit about the second biggest question, but and someone could say this is number one, and I could hear the argument. Is Jared Bednar going to get a contract extension?
Show him that money.
We know he's coming back for at least one more year, but we don't know anything beyond that. And I have got to get this thought out of my head.
Take that deep breath.
This is not an anti-Jared Bednar take.
You sure?
Okay, I'm positive.
I heard yesterday that you were out at Ball Arena talking about fire him.
I was not picketing.
Fire him.
I was not picketing. I just think it's crazy to me how much agreement we have in this market when it comes to not only bringing Jared Bednar back, which I think is a potential mistake, but rewarding him with an extension where outside of the 2022 season, which was a presidential term ago, this era of Avalanche hockey has been defined by collapse. These are the total playoff wins since 2018, okay? And 2018, for me, that's when the Stanley Cup window opened. That year, the Avs were in the top 10 by the odds. I went back and looked at it. They were actually 8th. They were the 8th most likely team to win the Stanley Cup. And if you think the Broncos are in a Super Bowl window, they're 13th by the odds. The Avs were 8th at that time. All right. Nathan McKinnon finished top 3 for the MVP. So the window started to open. All right. Here's the playoff win total for each of these seasons since 2018. 2, 7, 7, 6, 16, the year that they won it.
Yep.
3, 6, 3, and 8. If you take out, because clearly the Cup season is the anomaly, the Avs never got past 8 wins other than the Cup.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the year that the Avs won the Cup, it was the most offensive postseason since 1995.
high flying, scoring a bunch of goals.
And that's the way that the Avs are actually built. But outside of that season, they've fallen so woefully short. The best they've done is gotten halfway. That's the best they've done. And here's the cold, hard fact, Jack. Take away the Stanley Cup season, the Avs are averaging 5 postseason wins per year. I have not heard anyone bring that up.
No.
They are averaging 5 wins per postseason in a Stanley Cup window.
So they're not even getting close.
They're
to
not
being
getting
back there.
close. You need to win 16.
Yeah.
They're averaging 5 postseason wins per year outside of the 2022 season. And that to me is wild. It is definitive that they have fallen so woefully short. And so the idea that Bednar is going to get rewarded, again, love Bednar. Name should hang from Ball Arena. He's a Denver sports legend. But the fact
you don't like him.
That's not true. What I like is coming close to expectation. And so when you're talking about removing one anomaly of a year and you're averaging 5 postseason wins when 16 is required and you're favored to win the cup in most of those years, that is unacceptable.
Well, tell me this, Z. What if you got closer, if Jared Bednar throughout his years here got a little bit closer, right? You get that game like this year. You're one game away from the finals, final, and you still get beat. Would you still be sitting here saying he needs to be fired?
Yeah, no, well, maybe. I don't really know. I don't know how I would feel.
Because that's like your big thing right now, right? It's like, hey,
they're
you're
not
averaging
competitive.
5.
They're not competitive.
But also, you're taking numbers, which this is what we're doing. This is the exercise. But you're also have to include that these are human beings and there's context to it. All right, you had the Val situation going on where my man was going crazy.
That was
and
nuts.
Things were going wild.
That
and
was
when we were
nuts.
talking about that, I said, what in the world? Why is this not a 30 for 30?
Crazy.
You know, you had Gabe in that situation. We didn't know if Gabe was going to ever skate again and play again. And we're sitting here saying on this, actually you and I, that, hey, maybe you should just retire. Right, there's so much context to it, to the reasons why the Colorado Avalanche have not got over the mountaintop again to win it. I just had to put that in there. No, it can't just be the numbers.
It's fair pushback. It really is. But when you're talking about a sample size of a decade, that blows through whatever context. And that's, again, it deserves to be mentioned. But you go to 2021, that team was loaded. They had Val. Mm-hmm. They had Gabe. They had a 2-0 lead on Vegas, and they blew it. So, like, there's enough sample size where you can't just chalk it up to one or two things. It's falling woefully short over and over and over. And the fact that we have so much agreement that, like, an extension is a reward, is it not?
It is. And he deserves that because he won the President's Trophy this year.
This season wasn't about winning a regular season award.
I understand, but also you talk about Bednar and how we shouldn't extend him and reward him for winning games and being the most winningest coach in Colorado Avalanche franchise history. I mean,
it's been a great run. It's been a great run. But, like, you don't get rewarded for regular season success when the first day of training camp you're talking about cup or bust.
But also you're saying cup or bust
because
you trust your team. You trust Nathan McKinnon and Kale and Netjes that you're going to pay. That's why you're saying cup or bust. But when those guys don't come through for you, like, damn, I'm the one out.
It's a collective failure. There's no doubt.
Tell them to take a cut.
I'm not scapegoating Jared Bednar. But at the end of the day, he's the head coach. It's been a disaster here, guys. They've won.
Damn, going to the playoffs every year, that's still a disaster?
No, Phil, at a certain point, you reframe the expectation.
Man, we are spoiled. We are spoiled, Z.
So like, hold on.
You've been watching these games. You know how hard it is to win.
Yes. But they rolled over and died. They weren't competitive.
They did. It was embarrassing.
It was very much so. The day after the season ended, you called it a failure.
It is a failure.
It is a failure. You don't get rewarded for failure. I don't see it that way.
So if you're Jared Bednar, you're just going to, and we talked about this yesterday, but you're just going to play on this 1-year contract. A lot of coaches wouldn't do it. A player is not going to feel comfortable on that 1-year contract.
Totally.
You know,
totally.
And I think that's why, and I'm not saying, even if they extend Jared Bednar, I'm not saying you're going to give him 3 or 5 years. What I'm saying is maybe they give him 2 years where he feels a little bit more comfortable. There's a little bit more flexibility. Add a little bit more money to his contract, and if he fails this year coming up, then you can still get rid of him and fire him.
The last thing that I think this Avalanche team needs is more comfortability. Truly. We talked about this yesterday. I think
I just bought the new pillow, though.
They need a coach to make Nathan MacKinnon not as comfortable. They need a coach that can raise the level of accountability, that can raise the level of toughness. That team in 2022, they're talked about this yesterday, I know, but they had dog. They had dog, a dog that is missing right now. The last word I would use to Vegas, dogs.
Yeah, but they've like we said yesterday, they've always been dogs.
No,
right
they
now,
haven't.
Yes, they just did not trust. They did not like the coach that was there at the beginning of the season.
That coach who had won a Stanley Cup.
Yes, but he lost the locker room.
It expired. It expired.
But there was so much friction. If we had somebody on to talk about that, there was friction. That's why you get rid of a coach before the season's even done. With Jared Bednar, there's not a lot of friction. Now, if Nathan MacKinnon, Kale, Gabe go to Sakic and say, hey, look, we don't want Jared Bednar here anymore, what he's doing is not good enough, and we're butting heads, then I could see a move being done. But because all of them are on the same page and they all have their hands in the pot and know that it's not just one guy, you're not going to get rid of him. I can see him extending him.
The last thing that they should be doing is extending Jared Bednar after another postseason meltdown. That's my opinion. I know I'm in the minority. I'm okay with that.
You're on that little island.
No, because here's the thing. It was a month ago. You were in the Bahamas. I was working with James, and I said, because I've gone toe-to-toe with James over the years over Jared Bednar, and James has pointed all these postseason failures out, and I point to the Cup season, and I point I like Jared Bednar, and I'm like, James, if he goes and wins the Stanley Cup the way that I believe with every ounce of my body, this is a month ago, with every ounce of my body, they're going to go win it, will you at that point concede on Jared Bednar? And he said yes. But I was thinking to myself, here in the last couple of days, I'm like, wait, I'm trying to pin someone down to flip him on Jared Bednar. And he says, yes, I'll flip. If he goes and wins a championship and proves him wrong, he's like, I'll say uncle.
I thought you were a leader, ZB.
I
didn't think you were going to let James Marillac flip you.
No, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Doesn't there, what's the old scientific quote? For every action, there's an opposite reaction, something like that. And so, if we're having those conversations and we're going toe-to-toe on Bednar, and he's telling me he's going to flip, doesn't there exist some, we always say with new information can come new opinions?
Yeah.
At a certain point in time, you're averaging 5 postseason wins over a decade-long sample size outside of the Cup season. 5, not even close. And I just, at a certain point, again, I love Bedsy, Denver sports legend, but it's they're not, the name of the team is not the Colorado Bednars. It's the Colorado Avalanche.
It is.
And when you fall so woefully short and you melt down and you get swept and you weren't competitive, we're rewarding that now? That's where we're at?
Okay. Did you not watch what the Vegas Golden Knights did to Carolina last night?
Yes.
They won. Just like the first game on the road, they took home ice, just like they did the Avs.
Okay.
So let's just say that the Vegas Golden Knights beat Carolina and it's not close. I'm not going to say a sweep because I don't think it's going to be a sweep, but let's say it's close to it, like a gentleman's sweep.
So the team that beat you goes and beats up someone in the Stanley Cup.
Will you have a different perspective on Jared Bednar? Because, look, Vegas just ran through not just us, but Carolina as well.
So you want to hang a banner for getting swept by the champs?
No, but what I'm saying is, hey, maybe we should put a little bit more respect on Vegas.
No, I have massive respect for Vegas. Vegas has accomplished more in 9 seasons than the Avs have in 2.5 decades, and that's a fact.
So when they're battling against each other and they beat us and they sweep us, now it's an issue. To me, it's
they've lost 8 straight postseason games to the Knights. This is the dynamic at play. They're in the Western Conference. You want to move them east?
We might need to.
Seriously, them in Minnesota. You guys go. Go all the way to the right. You guys are in the Eastern Conference. But here's the thing. It's before this, it was, it's just Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah,
I get that on social media. Hey, they ran into a buzzsaw. Get over it. Well, last year was a buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was just another buzzsaw against Dallas. The year before, it was a first-round upset to the Kraken. You know, it's like it's always something. It's like
get rid of Bednar.
If we have championship expectations and we talk about this over and over and over again for 6 months and you don't come close, you got halfway there. 16 wins are required. You won 8. You didn't come close.
Well, if you're going to do that, hold the captain accountable. Hold Kale accountable. Hold Nate though. Like, you should be saying everybody should be getting fired.
No.
We're in this together, right? Everybody should be getting fired.
And we've called all these players out fairly by name. But you're not undoing those contracts. Like, now someone could get moved, you know, and we can talk about that for sure. But oftentimes they fire coaches in the NHL at a higher rate than any other sport, but it just doesn't apply to Denver, Colorado. And again, a great ran organization when it comes to the Colorado Avalanche and keeping their coaches. They love Jared Bednar. They do, and Jared Bednar loves them. But
Betsy has been winning. Won us a championship.
I understand. That's the anomaly. They're averaging 5 postseason wins in every non-cup year. And that's crazy.
You've been playing too much video games where you could just win a championship every single year. You know it's hard.
I haven't played a video game in 20 years. But here's Chris McFarland. He's at the Nashville press conference. Does this sound like someone who is about to fire Jared Bednar?
This is where it's going to get tough for me. You know, my 11 years there, you know, it was with 11 years. We had very, very few coaches. But Jared Bednar is one of the best people, great coach. He knows what I think of him.
All right, so, like, Bednar's not going to get fired. I got it. It's the rewarding the meltdown.
Well,
and it's not just about one season. It's a decade-long sample size.
But before the meltdown happened, the Avs were rolling.
They were
8-1 in the series.
They were
won the President's Trophy, and so in the back of Chris McFarland and Sakic, and I'm not talking for them because I don't know, but I would assume that they're saying, "Hey, we're getting ready to extend this man because we truly believe that we're going to win the championship, and he's going to be here for another 2 or 3 years. We're going to do that extension." So all of a sudden, there's a major meltdown, and now you want them to switch up. I don't believe that's how it goes. If they're going to give that man an extension at the beginning, they're going to still give it to him.
It would be no guarantee if they change coaches. It would be no guarantee of success.
No.
But whatever they've been doing hasn't been working for years. Averaging 5 postseason wins outside of the Cup year over a decade sample. It's impossible for me to reconcile, and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
They're going to win the Cup next year, and
you're
not invited. You're not invited.
And they may.
Nope, you're going to be in here.
They may. No.
Oh,
no.
Yes, you are.
No, I will, as we always say, new information, new opinions. But the opinion that I have right now is reacting to not just a one postseason. It's reacting to meltdown after meltdown.
When the Avalanche win the Cup next year, we're going to get you a shirt saying, "I'm sorry, Betsy." and you're gonna wear it during the parade. How about that?
And I love Jared Bednar. I feel guilty about this, but it feels like it needs to be said, and it's not being said. Like, did we realize before today that the Avs are averaging 5 postseason wins outside of the Cup season? Has anyone said that? I haven't heard it.
No. You're the first one to bring it up that
I've
heard.
It's
context, friends. And my friend over here, context, ZB.
Well, another postseason failure. Will that do it for you?
Yeah.
It'll take
if they don't extend him,
the ninth one.
He's gone.
It'll be like the ninth one.
The ninth one.
It feels like the Bo Nix conversation. Like, I'm concerned. Like, so not after 5, after 6.
I mean,
will it take 7 ankle surgeries?
Look, we know Bednar is not going anywhere. The door is not open for him to leave. It's closed. So now, what do? For Bednar, you got to adjust something. Defensively, you got to be more aggressive. You're going to have to maybe do another roster shakeup.
Another shakeup?
Get the shaking weight out. Start shaking it.
Shake weight. Shake weight. On the RamosLaw.com text line, City's dream of a playoff appearance. City's dream of a playoff appearance. Are you serious? 495? You're lucky you didn't put your name on that text message. Are you City's dream of a playoff appearance? This is where we're at. You and Phil, playoff appearance. Hey, you want to know what?
Those silk sheets.
Everyone on the Avs. Everyone on the Avs.
You changed.
Everyone on the Avs gets a plushie. Everyone on the Avs gets a beanie baby. That's what you get.
When I first got here with you, you said, man, we're going to grind. And now you're sleeping in those silk sheets. You don't even show up on time anymore. What's going on?
That's not true. That's not true. I'm on time every single day.
Look at you.
But I told you yesterday, someone, a new voice needs to rip those silk sheets off these Colorado Avalanche players. And, man, you see what was written in the Denver Gazette?
Oh, I saw.
By our buddy Mark Kisla?
Oh, Kisla was not holding back.
Holy smokes. If you didn't catch it, we will fill you in. And I can just say it is spicy. That's coming up next.
It's the ultimate showdown for a great cause.
Setting up the ultimate gold medal showdown.
On June 11th, Brandon Stokely goes head-to-head with Zach By in 100 Holes for Kids. 100 holes of golf. It's a one-day event all to raise money for Recruiting Classroom, whose mission it is to help kids play sports. Who will raise the most? That's where you come in. Pick your player, make your donation, and help kids win. To support Brandon Stokely, head to StokelyCares.com. To support Zach By, head to ZachCares.com.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-895-1414. That's 800-895-1414.
Stoke here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Are you in the market for a new air conditioner? Well, hold on. You need to think about a heat pump. It cools and heats your home. My team at ROX are Colorado's heat pump experts and rebate specialists. Get up to $12,000 in energy rebates and credits. These savings are incredible, but they're only available for a limited time. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
While medicine's greatest advancements look like the latest sci-fi, one of our most powerful tools is far more simple, more human. It's a calling to connect with purpose by treating people, not just patients. With innovations that amplify healing and lead to more personalized care, guided by the belief we all hold the power to heal. At Common Spirit Health, clinical excellence lives here. Human kindness lives here. Learn more at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Behind every door is a story. Let Weichert guide yours with expert advice and peace of mind for all of your real estate needs. Weichert, the bright choice. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. Is your car making a weird noise and you're not sure what exactly is going on? All Points Automotive makes it easy for you. Free diagnostics and estimates from a 100% mobile mechanic who comes to you. To book your appointment, visit allpoints-automotive.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The game started. Call your dad.
I'm on it, Ma. Hola, Pa.
Hello, hijita. I can't hear you. I'm at the stadium in Monterrey. Goal!
Here, shout goal together. Get nonstop talk, text, and data in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada with T-Mobile, America's best network. Switch on the T-Life app or on T-Mobile.com/connectate. On qualifying plans, not for extended international use. You must reside in the U.S. In primary usage must occur on our network. Best based on analysis by Ookla. Speed test intelligence data to H 2025.
Summer has officially arrived. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. 5280 Exteriors wants to help you get your home ready before the seasons change. All June long, when you purchase a whole house of siding, you'll get free gutter guards, a limited time offer designed to protect your home and your wallet. Don't wait, guys. Book your project now and enjoy stunning new siding before fall weather rolls in. Visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free estimate. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
When it's sports, you love watching the pros.
If it's surgery, you definitely want the pros.
When you need a new roof, call Denver Roof Pros.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros. Hey!
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, playoff basketball action continues as San Antonio faces New York in Game 1 starting at 6.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right. A lot of reaction on the RamosLaw.com text line.
Sickle. Come on, guys.
And the YouTube chat presented by Sean Honda. Split. Split. A lot of people they love Jared Bednar.
No, they just see it differently.
Sure. No, and
they love Jared Bednar.
And we all love Jared Bednar.
I don't know.
There's a lot to love. He's super easy to like. It's not some controversial thing. Jared Bednar's the man. But at a certain point in time, someone says, "I'm with you, Zach. Facts trump liking Bedsy." And so,
but those are the facts for Colorado. What about for the rest of the league? For the other powerhouses?
Other powerhouses?
Yeah.
There has been no other powerhouse like Colorado.
I mean, you sit here and you said 5, right?
There is no other team in the NHL that has had the expectations that the Avs have had.
But
so if you want to compare the Avs,
Drew, go ahead. Drew, give the facts.
Phil, if you want to compare the Avs,
give the facts, Drew.
A team that you've called a wagon, and we've had expectations to win a Stanley Cup, to other teams that weren't favored to win the Stanley Cup, you can do that exercise.
But you sat here for
you
won't
find me. You won't find me lowering the expectation.
Hold up. You sat here for an hour saying they're averaging 5 games, winning 5 games.
Yes.
But what about everybody else that are really good?
Why do we care about anybody else? This is the Colorado Avalanche.
Because you want to fire Bednar, but it's happening to a lot of teams where they're averaging maybe 5 or 6 games.
Hold on. The number one thing that I'm advocating is not extending him.
Okay.
If you reward that, Come on, dude.
This is why you're going to reward him, though. Drew, you got the stats. I just want to hear it, man.
Yeah. Which number do you want to hear? The total wins over the same stretch as Zach pointed out.
What makes sense? Which one? Which one you want to go with?
What makes sense? Help me. Help me
win my argument.
Which one?
Well, if you want to go with the average wins,
yes, let's go
over that same span, like in the non-cup years of these other powerhouses. So the Avalanche have averaged 5.2 wins over that stretch. Carolina, 0 cups in this span, 6.5 wins per playoff season or whatever.
Yep.
Vegas.
So that's more, right? Because I know you're not great at math. I'm not great, but that's more.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Vegas has 6.8 wins, and they've won a cup in that little stretch.
So one more.
That's also more.
That's
Florida has
and by the way, like
let
Vegas is playing.
Stats.
Is this their third Stanley Cup appearance in 9 years?
Yeah.
So Vegas has done in 9 years what the Avs have done in 35 years?
Because it's hard to do.
30 years?
30 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Let him finish the stats. Look at you interrupting.
I'm here too. I'm here too.
Yeah.
I get to talk too.
I just want to know the stats.
All right, Florida, outside of their 2 cup years.
So again, see what you're doing? Like if Jared Bett, like if they had won multiple cups, this isn't relevant. Like, what are you going to hit me with a John Cooper stat? You're going to hit me with a...
Because you're saying that you were averaging 5
yes,
wins a year.
Yes,
we're
as a favorite to win it. That's different.
Florida's got just under 3 wins in their non-cup years, but they do have 2 cups.
2 Stanley Cups.
Back-to-back Stanley Cups. Dallas, 0 cups. They actually have 6.1 wins.
Damn.
Per playoffs. Tampa.
So still more than the Avs.
Still more than the Avs.
One more.
Were you sure the road you were going down? Keep going, Drew.
Just one more win. Wow. I thought it was going to be like 10 wins.
Tampa has 2 cups.
2 cups.
And they have 4.5 wins in their non-cup
2 cups.
years.
You have 2 cups when I have this conversation.
But it's not like it's an extraordinary number. Like to Phil's point, it's not like Vegas has 10 wins.
No.
Season.
No. But what we're doing is we're acting like they're shooting at the same basket. It's so hard to win a cup. It's even harder to win a second
you would know that.
cup, right? And the Avs, the best season that they've ever had outside of the cup year is getting halfway. They're not close. So anyway, okay.
Betsy's here to stay.
Lifetime contract, honestly.
Let's give it to him.
Like,
you're going to give it to him.
Okay. Did you see this article from Mark Kisla?
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Holy smoke. So, he's not alone. I called out Nathan McKinnon the day after Game 4 for blowing off the media for a third straight game.
You did.
And I said, put your big boy pants on. Like, we love you, Nate. Like, but put your big boy pants on. Like, you're a leader of this team. Like, we call you the best player in the world. And you duck the media after Game 2, 3, and 4. Come on. Be better than that. Kisla took that a step farther. I'm going to read some excerpts. I can't read you the whole article, but I'm going to read you some excerpts. The Avalanche won't ever get out of this rut if the NHL's most talented team can't find somebody to kick Nathan McKinnon's butt. The problem for the Avs isn't the lack of smarts. We all know they've also got oodles of on-ice skill, a blessing this team has wasted by winning only a single championship in the past 5 seasons. The big challenge is to find someone with the gumption to harness the unsurpassed talent and juvenile attitude of Nathan McKinnon, who runs hotter than any hockey superstar I've known since Hall of Famer Patrick Waugh was stopping pucks and smashing video equipment for the Avs during the franchise's glory days. After Colorado got broomed out of the Western Finals by Vegas, nothing spoke louder about the team's fatal flaw than the silence of McKinnon. While the Avs captain Gabe Landeskog conducted an autopsy of the Stanley Cup run gone wrong, defenseman Cale Makar refused to make an excuse for an injury so bad he couldn't take off his sweater without help, and goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood wore an aching heart on his sleeve in the losing dressing room. McKinnon was nowhere to be found. While hiding out in the training room, the team's leading scorer and MVP candidate took zero responsibility for the shocking sweep. It was a clown move by McKinnon. Anyone who knows anything about sports understands the most troubling aspect of McKinnon's absence in the dark final hour of the Avalanche has absolutely nothing to do with owing a damn thing to anyone in the media. In defeat, the team's top paid and most talented player shouldn't abandon his teammates to take the heat, period. It's unfathomable to imagine either Broncos quarterback Bo Nix or Nuggets center Nikola Jokic so upset after a gut-wrenching defeat that they would take their ball and go home like a petulant child.
Damn, mic drop. I mean, I other than the name calling, I agree with a lot of what Kizla is saying. Because when you are the star player of the team and you don't show up to the media or the press conference just to talk and say, hey, look, we just weren't good enough, that's an issue. You keep running away from it, that's an issue. Even Jokic himself, he had a bad series against Minnesota, but yet you saw him at the podium talking about they weren't good enough, I wasn't good enough.
Yep.
So for Nate Dogg not to do it, I think it was a cop-out. So I do agree with that. I'm not going to call nobody out of their name.
No.
Call them a brat and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I know people do. We typically don't. I try not to. Kisla went on to say, Nate is a dog. No one wants to win more than McKinnon. His passion, however, is so intense, it can be destructive when things begin to fall apart around him. He's a 30-year-old man who too often deals with adversity like a 10-year-old brat. When the Golden Knights began poking soft spots. Now this next part, it sort of transitioned from, okay, you're critical of him not coming out and doing the media.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Outside the name calling, I agree. But it sequences into something that I think is even more important. Kiz says, when the Golden Knights began poking soft spots in Colorado's underbelly, the body language of McKinnon made it obvious Vegas was getting under the Avs' skin. Before the opening game in the best-of-7 series was over, he was slamming his stick on the team's bench, and by the time McKinnon got to Vegas, his downcast eyes were as pitiful as a kid who dropped an ice cream cone on the sidewalk in the Nevada desert heat.
Damn.
He finishes with, I get being a sore loser. Ultra-competitive athletes often are. But when your best player spews tension, when the going gets tough, it can be so contagious as to afflict the entire team. Although McKinnon has speed on skates that can kill, the Avs need to stop coddling him. Rather than coaching McKinnon up, it seems to me that Coach Jared Bednar babysits him, end quote. As we try to diagnose what went wrong, this does, I think it deserves to be mentioned. Not single-handedly hang it on that, because that's not like you got swept. It's not just about Nathan McKinnon's, intensity.
No.
But I do think it is worth mentioning and worth the discussion when we talk about McKinnon being so intense that sort of we can't screw up. Nate's on the edge of his seat, like we can't screw up, like. That I don't know if that's a helpful vibe, when the season is hanging in the balance.
I would accept that if we're in high school or college, but this is the big leagues. These are professionals that are getting paid a lot of money to go out there and play a kid's game.
Yeah.
And so if one guy is going to keep you off your game because he can get angry, then you probably shouldn't be playing. Do your job. And we all know that Nathan McKinnon is tightly wound up and he can get aggressive. He can get mad. You had an experience yourself, right?
Yeah, I was sitting right next to the Avs bench on the glass. Very, what's the word? Generous listener. Once a year gives us his seats on the glass. And this year his seats were moved right next to the Avs bench. So we are right next to the bench. And it was the game where they beat Calgary 9-1. The score is 4-0. And McKinnon is coming off the ice. It was a relaxed environment, okay? Like, Landeskog is literally like giving my son a pound through the glass.
Yeah.
It was super chill. And McKinnon, up 4-0, comes to the bench, slams the door open. Marty Netchis comes in right after him, and Netchis' stick is out in front of him, and Nathan McKinnon, at about like 90% strength, slammed Marty Netchis' stick, like damn near right out of his hands. In a 4-0 game, Netchis sits down next to him, and McKinnon just is airing him out, like cussing him out. Netchis won't even look at him. And it was just like one of those things. I came in here and mentioned it. I'm like, man, it was like really, really intense in a game that was 9-1. Could you imagine that sort of spirit and vibe in a locker room when you're down 0-1 in a postseason in the Western Finals, down 0-2, you're blowing a 3-0 lead in Game 3? Like, I don't know. Again, single-handedly, this is why. Like, no, but it deserves, I think, to be mentioned.
Yeah, it definitely does. But, Z, I'm going to say it like I just said earlier. These are grown men. Figure it out. You're out there to produce. They're paying you big time money. We're expecting a cup. It's on you guys to make it happen. And then for Bednar, it's like, how much can you do or tell this man? You can scream at him. Is that going to help out? I know for a lot of at least football players that are making a lot of money, star football players, when you go at them the wrong way, they're going to sit there and say, I'm getting paid more than you. I know they're not moving me. What are you going to do about it? And so now you're bringing that tension there. So I don't know how you get through to Nathan McKinnon, but I don't think Bednar screaming at him is going to change the way he views things.
No, and McKinnon's McKinnon. Like, yes, part of that intensity is part of the reason why this guy is a superstar and one of the great players in team history. So, but I just, again, when the chips are down and he's not he didn't have a goal in the series. Like, I just can't imagine being like around him during that. Again, it's so much more than Nathan McKinnon. Part of the reason you're there is because of Nathan McKinnon.
Yep.
Not like piling on here, but really strong and pointed column there from Mark Hisla. Okay, the NBA Finals begin tonight. We'll give our predictions on the game and the series, as well as what did we learn today in Denver sports. That's coming up next.
You asked for it, you got it. Backed by popular demand, it's the Drives Brouhaha.
Big social brouhaha.
This summer, Zach and Phil are back on the road bringing their party to you. Next up, North Glen. June 12th from 2 to 6 at the Glen Bar and Grill.
There was quite a brouhaha.
Come find out what the commotion's all about. Head to DenverSports.com/drive for more details.
Guaranteed to bring the brouhaha.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that is the case, guys, we all know then you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin for you at Williams Jewelers. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
When you own your own business, you need to keep things moving. Need to book a last-minute flight? Earn a $300 travel credit to cover that. Need to take a meeting before takeoff? Do it from the comfort of the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club. Need to catch your breath before you board? Done. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Who helps keep Colorado's wildlife wild? Our people do.
Hello, my name is Patricia. I've been with Chevron for over 17 years.
Her team uses GPS to track where mule deer and pronghorn roam throughout the seasons. This data helps us take their habitats into consideration when planning our operations.
When we created our comprehensive wildlife and conservation program, it was really about what was possible.
Learn more at colorado.chevron.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Okay, I admit it. At 303 Law 4040, we like to have a little fun with the made-for-TV lawyers who pretend that they're from Colorado. In reality, they live in places like Chicago, Arizona, Texas. Heck, one guy flies in from New York City. New York City! Just so he can do his commercial and fly back home. Crazy thing happening here in Colorado. Outside private equity funds are pouring millions of advertising dollars to prop up these guys and get them to pretend they are local voices that you can trust. So what really happens when you call one of those pretend made-for-TV lawyers? Here's an example. A young man was hurt. He called one of those guys. The insurance company said, nah, we're denying the claim. No money for you. His made-for-TV lawyer said, sorry. So his friend said, you need to call 303 Law 4040. We took the case and told the insurance company their denial was BS. And they said, you're right. Here's all the money. If you've been injured, don't waste your time calling a pretend made-for-TV lawyer. Call 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Denver Sports.
A sequence out of things.
Yeah, I thought you guys' Avs conversation for a second day in a row was really solid, really interesting. I think the only beef I have with you, Zach, obviously I'm on Phil's side on this. I think the Avalanche should extend Jared Bednar now that he's going to be retained. You know, we can't change the past.
This week.
Yeah, as of yesterday afternoon, we knew he was going to be retained.
No, I'm saying you were saying fire Bednar a week ago.
Right, because you can't lose in the same offseason, you can't lose your GM and your head coach.
Why?
That's not what stable franchises do. That's what floundering franchises do.
So this is like the Will Peterson doctrine. You can't do 2 in the same offseason.
Name me the last team to get 121 points, win the President's Trophy, and their GM and head coach both depart.
No, I don't have that offhand, but the connective
well, I don't
tissue,
think it's ever happened.
The connective tissue between Chris McFarland and the Avs is just like almost non-existent on the day-to-day basis. Like Jared Bednar is closer to the players than Jared Bednar is to Chris McFarland. Like Chris McFarland, and obviously they have a relationship with Chris McFarland, the general manager. I wouldn't imagine a deep one. You don't want a deep one, with your general manager.
I hear those guys talk all the time. Talk to C-Mac. You'd have to ask C-Mac. I mean, Nathan McKinnon loves talking about C-Mac.
Yeah, no, I think that those are self-imposed restrictions. When I have a sample size of a decade, and this extends beyond Chris McFarland, obviously.
I was going to make a point, but you kind of cut me off.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the one thing I wanted, the bone I had to pick with you.
Go ahead.
You're talking about how they lost every game to Vegas by 2 or more goals other than the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what happened in games 1, game 2, and game 3?
Empty netters?
Exactly.
So
the Avalanche had chances to tie all three of those hockey games in the waning seconds. And you're acting like they just got blown out.
And you are the perfect encapsulation of what I hear most in this market.
This is gonna be good.
It is handling the Colorado Avalanche with kid gloves. You would never have that energy with the Denver Broncos, ever.
It's just,
but with the Avs, it's
you're
different.
twisting
it's
the facts.
It's different.
Games 1 through 3.
Would we, if the Denver Broncos melted down and fell woefully short in 8 of 9 years in a Super Bowl window, do you think the coach would still be here? No, I'll answer that for you.
It's Sean though.
No,
Sean, it's different.
We watched Mike Shanahan be told by Pat Bowlen, "You have a lifetime contract." He had multiple championships, and enough losing happened. He was let go. But here with the Avs, we just have different energy.
They had 121 points. They won the President's Trophy. They went 8-1 in their first 9 playoff games.
That was never the objective.
And they ran into a buzzsaw and played 4 bad games at the worst possible time.
That was never the objective. Ran into a buzzsaw. Last year, ran into a buzzsaw against Dallas. Year before, man, we ran into a buzzsaw against Dallas. Year before, we ran into, a first round, Seattle. Like, it's something every year. It's something every year. And if you look for something every year, you'll find something every year.
But you want to blow this thing to smithereens because they had 4 really bad games.
No, I want to blow this thing to smithereens because it's been 8 of 9 years when you have been in a Stanley Cup window and you're averaging 5 postseason wins.
Zach, I sat here and did shows with you where we talked about the greatest postseasons in NHL history, and we both said with a straight face the Avalanche could do that.
Yes,
so you were a huge believer in this team.
Yes, of course I was. We all were.
And then
what happened?
And then James, I leave for 2 weeks.
What happened?
James gets a hold of him. He's a follower.
Did they melt down again? Will, did they melt down?
Yeah, what happened against Vegas was a meltdown.
I can't believe what you're doing here. You're defending a sweep? You sound like Brian Windhorst to the Lakers.
No.
That's what you sound like. You sound like Brian Windhorst. This is the closest sweep I've ever seen. Like, this is where we're at. An overwhelming favorite, nearly 3-1, who's favored in every game, loses every game. But it was so close. This is where we're at with this team? Come on, William. You would have different energy if it was the Broncos.
Okay, but look, Zach, competent franchises don't say goodbye to their GM and their head coach coming off 121-point seasons. Therefore, with Chris leaving, you have to keep Jared.
No, you don't have to. That is a self-imposed restriction. It's the ring of
I've been trying to get
it's the ring of fame.
Head.
You do what you want.
I know you've been doing the Lord's work, Phil.
No, it's like this is where we're at. The bar is so low. The bar is so low with you guys, and I won't let you guys lower it for me. Not with a team that we refer. It's a wagon. Well, the wheels came off the wagon.
I'm not letting you take my joy.
The wheels came off the wagon.
So you want a brand new GM and a brand new head coach. How do you think that would make Nathan and Cale and Gabe feel?
Oh, how do they feel? How do they feel about it? I'll let you discuss it over the next hour on Denver Sports Tonight.
The Colorado Avalanche have been hit with a major front office shakeup. Chris McFarland is heading to Nashville, taking over as the Predators' new architect. And now Joe Sakic is stepping back into the GM role, at least through the draft and free agency. And for Jared Bednar, reports say he's staying right where he is. The bench boss remains the constant in Colorado's chase for another cup, even as the organization reshapes around him. A new era begins, but the mission stays the same. Keep the Avalanche in the hunt and keep the window wide open. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right. Buckle up, Broncos country. Phillip Lindsay here. And you know I'm all about speed, agility, and getting where I need to go efficient. And when it comes to your summer vacation, you know you need that same kind of reliable power. And this is why I'm teaming up with my friends at Hermes Worldwide. Let's be real. Getting to and from the airport or your destination could be a total fumble. Stressful parking, unreliable ride sharing, and nobody needs to deal with that. And this is where my friends at Hermes Worldwide are going to step in and score that game-winning touchdown for your travel plans. They offer top-notch transportation services from sleek airport transfers in comfortable, clean vehicles to reliable long-distance travel. They are dependable and professional. And they understand that your vacation time is precious to you and your family. So ditch the travel day headaches and make your summer vacation a guaranteed win. Give my friends at Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Drivers who switch to Progressive could save hundreds just by bundling home and auto insurance, because you can't go wrong saving money. Unless you spend it on a guitar and never learn to play it, but lie and say that you did. Then someone hands you a guitar at a party and asks you to play, so you decide to improvise this.
Well, don't you know that but that's not it. Dreams are fun and also good.
Yep, you can't go wrong. Bundling and saving money with Progressive. Well, depends on how you spend it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855